Former executive Gil Brandt passed away at the age of 91. Brandt served as the vice president of player personnel for the Cowboys from 1960 to 1988. Well, the Texans have received calls from teams interested in their backup quarterbacks, but it appears Houston are going to stick with Davis Mills and Case Keenum. And T.J. Hockenson of the Vikings is a very rich man today.
SportsCenter is brought to you by BraintreeNutrition.com. Better sleep, more focus. BraintreeNutrition.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
And look at there's Greg Shelton right there.
Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, Greg Shelton purposely sitting to where he's in the background eating boneless buffalo wings with a fork and knife. Right? Partly
the way us sophisticated guys do it.
Well, you don't order wings if you're going to use a fork. I mean, there's a rule with that. Now, that said, I had fried shrimp here at the Roo Pub earlier today. And like a normal human being, I eat my shrimp and I put the tails on the side. And then Greg Shelton comes and eats the tails.
Oh.
I mean, you might as well eat your toenails, too. I mean, it's the grossest thing.
And not just the fact that he eats it, but you had your mouth on those tails.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there is.
There really isn't.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's like chewing on your toenails.
Nobody wants to chew on my toenails.
No, I know.
Every time I go get a pedicure, I feel so bad for the lady, and she brings out that, like, sand grinder.
Dude, I had a buffalo chicken sandwich today. It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was messy, though. I'll tell you
noticed you didn't use a fork and knife.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And it was pretty messy, but I survived.
Again, you're eating wings. It's called
it wasn't wings. It was a
reason.
sandwich.
I know, but I mean, well, for Shelton, I mean, it's handheld. It's finger food. It's the same damn thing. You don't order wings and then get a fork and knife.
But Shelton has to mess with all the buttons and everything back there. He don't want to get them all
Shelton isn't
dirty.
going to do crap for the next 4 hours except sit there and eat.
That's a good point.
I mean, Shelton, every time Shelton shows up at the Roo Pub, he'll order something. And then in the second hour of the show, he's going to order something else. And then he's going to order something else. And then in the last hour of the show, he's going to order something else. And he'll get in that order before they bring over the tab before the end of the show, which they're going to hand to you or me. See, I mean, he's a professional, and I get that. And then he'll say, you want me to help? No, man, I got it. See,
I already told the server that you were taking care of this. So.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, good. Absolutely.
She's very nice, by the way.
Absolutely. Well, they all are here. But
they really are.
Yeah.
You know, and already this place starting to wind up on a Thursday afternoon.
Well, what I appreciate is when I look around and I see all the people with their laptops open.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, let's go to work. And by the way, it's Thursday. But you know, it's like, how many people claim this as their office? You know, there are two people. They're a husband and wife. And because I'm here a lot, I see a lot of people here a lot. They have their own chairs that they pull up to the bar, open up their laptops, and they work all day from here at the Roo Pub. And I'm thinking, I don't have my own chair here yet.
I would like to be. We should just do the show here every day. Think Chip would go for that?
Well, I mean, you know, there would be some negotiations in there. I'm sure. I'm sure he would love that.
Yeah.
If we just showed up and did it.
Absolutely.
You know, but it's kind of how.
Well, no, the lunch was fantastic, which is always a treat when we're doing a show here at the Roo Pub. So that's always a good thing. And but we got a lot to talk about today.
We do, and we're out here at the Roo Pub because we've got college football on tonight. We've got real college football. Couple of good games on tonight. Florida, Utah is the marquee game. Nebraska at Minnesota. The question is, will Nebraska and Minnesota have more or less than what they had at a volleyball game last night for Nebraska?
Is that incredible? And I'm assuming that had to be a setup, right? I mean, to get that done. 92,000 people.
It's kind of like the Spurs Golden State game. You know, 92,000 people watched volleyball last night, but only probably 2,000 could actually see the volleyball action that was happening. The rest were just in the party and got the T-shirt to say they were there.
Well, that's the same as the Spurs game when they had it. Half the people didn't get to see anything, but they were there, and they're happy about that, which is, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I feel today.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy.
According to Chip Ingram, I don't sit enough to get a chair here. And that's pretty fair.
All right.
That's pretty fair.
No, I don't know. I mean, because usually when I'm here, I give you the tab.
All I know is if I don't spend enough, those are really good customers that need to get taken care of.
Guarantee
right?
you.
I mean, that's the bottom line. Roo Pub, no better place to come watch the games, eat dinner, and the over-under on Greg Shelton getting one of those buffalo chicken wings on his white shirt before the end of the show.
If I'm a betting man, I like to bet, and I say he does. There will be a buffalo stain
somewhere
on that shirt before the end of the day.
You know what I noticed about Greg, because he's in the background of the video, every time he takes a bite, he checks his shirt to make sure it all made it. I never noticed that before.
You know, what a treat for the YouTubers today. I mean,
Is it really?
To get to
we apologize in
Greg
advance.
Shelton eating his buffalo wings. And,
I mean, between Shelton, who is eating on camera, normally it's James Pledger in the background of the show wolfing down something. And James Pledger eats like one of those, I don't know, a guy that hasn't eaten in 3 weeks every time there's a meal. I mean, watching James Pledger eat, quite frankly, is disgusting. Because he doesn't eat. He doesn't enjoy it. He devours it like a dog sometimes. Like I had a basset hound. Every meal was like their first meal. Like we've never fed this thing before.
Have you ever seen a goat eat?
Well, of course.
Just kind of moving their mouth all over the place. That's James Pledger.
Pledge puts the plate or the bowl as close to his face, and he's just shoveling. You know, like when I was in boot camp. You know, it's breakfast time. You've got 5 minutes to eat your Fruit Loops, right? And so you're you don't chew, you don't do any of that, and then they take you over to the gas chamber to see if you can make a rainbow. I mean that's kind of what they do in boot camp.
Oh my goodness, boot camp stories.
Not that you would know anything about boot camp.
I don't.
Hard work.
Yeah, no.
For that matter.
Hard work. I do.
Not really.
Boot camp. Look, dude,
dude, you worked at a golf course, a TV station, and a radio station.
Dude,
and you sold mobile phones.
I worked at a meat packing plant one summer. Hardest job I ever had. I had to carry those big.
So you were a
hind
meat packer.
legs and pack. Well, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, what 13-year-old boy was it?
Hind quarter. Yeah, right. Especially in Alice, Texas. I mean, you know.
Oh, wow. And that was before the internet.
What's that saying where the sheep are sheep or the goats are scared, or I don't know, whether there's some kind of saying like that, is there?
I have no idea what you speak of. That might be one of the more bizarre things that come out of your mouth.
Yeah,
and that's
probably.
A long list of things, a list of tops.
Yeah, you know, by the way.
What?
I'm listening yesterday driving home.
Yeah?
And I just thought about it again. Somebody between you were Pledge said that you were the
smart
most level-headed of the Blitz.
That was from the voice of our great producer, James Pledger.
Now, I'm not sure what he means by level-headed.
A smart one?
No. Yeah. No, I don't think those two go together.
Well, it's like the lady we met yesterday at Texas Cheer. You know, she talked about how much he loves me and I make sense, and sometimes I need to rein you in a little bit.
She didn't say
literally
that.
Said sometimes you need to save Joe from himself.
You're making that up.
Well,
see,
maybe.
You're lying to the people.
I'm
today.
really not.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what Pledge was thinking. I mean, but he clearly he's not the brightest bulb on the tree, is he?
Well, he's never been accused of that before. But on that statement yesterday, he was right.
I just don't.
That was his words.
I'm driving. I'm going to go, man, Pledge, what did I do to you? After I was all excited, he makes the nice hump day thing for me yesterday. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
and then he throws me right under the bus.
Well, I mean, you know, we all have our roles.
Wow.
And as long as we know our roles,
all right,
we're in pretty good shape.
You get emotional.
I get emotional. I do. When I believe in something, I get emotional.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're from the school of the louder I get, the smarter I sound.
Well, isn't that the Stephen A. Smith school?
Well, and tell me your thoughts on Stephen A. Tell me your thoughts on Skippy.
Oh,
right?
my gosh.
I mean, the louder you get doesn't make you smarter.
Well, no, it doesn't. But
and I know that I've won every time you get loud. You no longer rip off your glasses. Now you just get louder because you don't have glasses to rip off. Right? I mean, that's
I don't, which is really, really cool.
No.
It's really awesome.
Sad news with the Dallas Cowboys today. Gil Brandt passed away, 91 years old. And a dude had an incredible life. And he was so fun to talk to. We used to get to see Gil every year at Cowboys training camp. And we would see him every year at Super Bowl Radio Row because, I know he passed away, but I'm guessing he's still going to be on a Sirius XM show later. That guy never missed a show, and he would be out there at training camp and very, very polite. And you realize how smart the guy is because you see him once a year, you walk up to him, and he greets you like he's your best friend.
Yeah.
And he does that with everybody. And it's just such a treat to say that I got to know him, but there was nothing better than, hey, Gil, tell me a story about something. And he would get into story time, Gil Brandt, but never in his stories wanted to take credit for all the things that guy did.
Well, I tell you what he's got to take credit for, modern day scouts.
Yep.
I mean, he invented scouting and was the best at it and made those Cowboys teams what they were and was just incredible. And I tell you, he did it over and over and over and over again.
And incredible.
Yes.
I remember in 1974, there, and it's just like, it just impacted and changed the way football is. There is a reason he is in the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. Another guy that is in the Cowboys Ring of Honor and the Pro Football Hall of Fame is Drew Pearson, who will join us coming up at 4:15 to talk about Gil Brandt. And, if there's a guy that can tell a story about Gil, the storyteller, it's Drew Pearson, because he is great at telling stories. So the great Drew Pearson will join us at about 4:15 here on the Blitz.
So, yeah, a bittersweet day, no doubt about it. We get to relive the great moments and the memories of Gil Brandt. Unfortunate that he's passed away, but what a life. What a life he had.
An incredible life. And unfortunately, you can almost say you wondered if he would make this season. Well, we didn't see him a couple of weeks ago when we were in Oxnard at Dallas Cowboys training camp, which might honestly be a first for me.
You're right.
Not to see Gil at Cowboys training camp.
You're absolutely right, because he's always there.
One year he was holding court going to Jerry's media party on the bus, and drinks were flowing on the bus, and Gil was telling stories in the back of that bus. Man, just good memories. It's almost like your grandfather just passed away.
Yep, no doubt. So a sad day in Cowboys land for sure. But the good news is we get to relive some of the great memories. Looking forward to talking to Drew.
Coming up, the Cowboys, as they get ready to get to work for the season opener with camp behind them, they've got to figure out what they're going to do with their offensive line depth. Not the easiest thing to find is a couple of 300-pounders with good knee bend and can block. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
A lot of compliments on my bend.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5. It's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, sports bettors, this is Rob Thompson here to tell you about my favorite sports book. In fact, the only sports book I endorse. That's BetUS.com. Football's here, and it's time to get busy again. And BetUS.com has a 30-year anniversary present for you. How about 30 risk-free bets? They call it Bet Protect. You need to find out about it. Go to BetUS.com right now as they offer the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. And if you're coming with crypto, there's even more. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. Go to BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Oh, how great it would feel to have your 20-year-old knees, shoulders, hips, and back.
You know, you don't think about your pains when you're in your 20s or 30s, but you wish you could get that body back when you're in your 60s. I think QC did that for me.
For Patrick, it started with a simple phone call to QC Kinetics.
One day I was driving and I just heard the radio and I pulled over and took the number and I called them when I got home.
Maybe that's you and you're listening right now. Why wait? QC Kinetics Regenerative Treatments uses your body's own natural biologics to heal and restore damaged tissue without invasive surgery or harmful drugs. And as for the results,
my knees are as good as they were when I was in my 20s. I'm really happy with what happened.
For Patrick, it's like QC Kinetics turned back the clock. Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. You can check it all out at sacardhouse.com. Full bar, full restaurant attached, Foster's Bar and Grill, one of the best old-fashioned you're going to get. 3-4 top-level chefs, the best bread pudding that you ever have in your life. I've had just about everything on the menu. And also, for the beginners like myself, they got the free roll on Monday nights, only $35. You play pretty good, guess what? You'll last a little bit longer than I do. But for my pros out there, the 6-year anniversary for SA Card House, and going on now through September 30th, they're going to do 16 hot seat drawings daily from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. and 1 ticket for every 50 hours of play or a chance to win a Dodge Ram or a 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT. That's right, over $270,000 in prizes. Check it all out for yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House, 281 and Bitters.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
Her day starts with a coffee and ends with a wine.
Is this Luke Combs?
That's Luke Combs, yeah.
This is Luke Combs.
Yes.
Right now.
Right now, yes.
Turn it up, Pledge, while you dial 210-656-ESPN. Caller 9, you win a pair of tickets to go see Luke Combs in the Alamo Dome.
And a two-step.
May 11th. Caller 9 on this Hot Ticket Thursday. 210-656-3776. Yeah, okay. Beautiful and crazy.
Hey, you're tapping your feet, Minix. Come on.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm just thinking about how many guys are going, yeah, I got a beautiful and crazy.
Don't they all?
Yeah. I'm not going to get in trouble.
Yeah, you are.
Coming up at 3:20 on Hot Ticket Thursday, Nickelback tickets. But caller 9 right now, you're going to go see Luke Combs May 11th in the Alamo Dome. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. And look, this weekend, get through that. 1 week from tonight, we've got NFL football kicking off. And then it's on, man. Next weekend, we've got NFL football. So the Cowboys, it's weird to go to training camp. You have cut down day. And now it's just like this urgency, like, holy crap, it all really gets going next week.
It all does, and that is fantastic. You know, that's an interesting game to start next Thursday. The Lions and the Chiefs.
Uh-huh.
And the Lions, everybody's giving a lot of love to. So we're going to see right away what they're made of against Kansas City.
And make plans next Thursday. We're going to be right back here at the Roo Pub.
Well, of course we are. You got to be right back here for the start of the NFL season. That'll be a lot of fun. So, I can't wait for the NFL to kick off. Looking forward to some college football this weekend. Man, there's some good games on the schedule, including UTSA and Houston.
Absolutely. We'll get into that coming up just after 2:30. But when you think about the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't know, beating the Heat, although they've got a wonderful indoor facility. When you think about the Dallas Cowboys, they had an early morning practice.
Yeah.
I don't know what Mike McCarthy was thinking or which local beat reporter, Clarence Hill, pissed in Mike McCarthy's Cheerios, but that dude had an 8 a.m. press conference because Mike McCarthy likes to talk to the media before practice, which is dumb. Although vet move, I guess, on his part, as opposed to have practice and then talk to the media so you can get updates on players' health and this or that. But that's how Mike McCarthy does it. He talks to the media beforehand. So, all those guys had to be up at the facility very early this morning for the 8 a.m. press conference. And, of course, the conversation, as it is with the Dallas Cowboys, is about the offensive line. And, look, it's difficult to find enough bodies that can play that position.
I mean, the whole evaluation and training of O-line, I think we're in an era that's it's definitely challenging. So, and that doesn't, it doesn't, exclude the personnel evaluation part of it. Because I mean, it's, we're all chasing it. You got young linemen that need time to develop. So your projection is so important. I think that's why, in all these personnel evaluations, you have to go back to your initial grades. Now, I'm not one to hold on to those grades, but they are, the starting point of how a player is viewed. So, but yeah, it's definitely, tougher. I think it's just tougher in general to find big men, this time of year.
There's a lot of ladies out there that agree with that.
It's not big men season, I guess, right? I mean, that's what it sounds like. This time of year, you can't find big men.
Do you think he was talking to Rudy J? I mean, although in reality, it is so true, all jokes aside. I remember when I was doing the radio for the San Antonio Commanders of the Alliance League, and Logan Woodside didn't have a good game, and I was ripping the kid. And Mike Riley said, said about his passes, it was fine and fair, but let's watch film. And I'm watching film with Mike Riley, and he was like, watch this offensive line play. What is that guy supposed to do? This play is supposed to be a 7-step drop, and there's defensive linemen at 5 that are on him. I mean, it's a busted play.
Yeah.
Because there were some injuries on the offensive line. Like everybody, depth at the offensive line was an issue, and hell, Logan Woodside is still in the NFL. I mean, he's proven to be a quality NFL backup quarterback. He's, I believe, with the Falcons now after a couple years with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
And you think about all these spring leagues. Everybody bitches about how poor the quarterback play is, but in reality, the offensive line play is poor. That means it's hard for the running backs to get going and harder on the quarterbacks.
Well, it's so important, too, because, look, the Cowboys, they're starting 5. I'd put them up against anybody in the league. I think they've got a great starting 5. But that starting 5 that begins the season against the Giants on Sunday night is not going to be the same starting five that's going to finish the season. I mean, it's just the odds are. So just let me throw this out there, and I'm not going to get into a big thing about Trey Lance, but couldn't you have used that 4th-round draft pick perhaps to go out and get an offensive lineman instead of a guy that's not going to play at all this year?
Sure. Although it's not like they only had one draft pick to trade. So if there was an offensive lineman that they had a chance to go get, there's another draft pick or two. There's other ways that they can acquire an offensive lineman to help this season. So that 4th-round pick that they spent on Trey Lance is not preventing the Cowboys from making another move if they're going to acquire a guy by way of trade.
Well, do they have multiple 4th-round picks? Probably not.
They probably do. And 4th-round picks is where your compensatory picks. So, I mean,
I'm just saying,
even if it's a 5th round, I mean, yeah, sure.
I think I would have rather seen the Cowboys make a move like that than to go out and get a guy that's not going to help you this year. That's all. And it makes sense. I mean, I just think that that is an issue, and it's going to remain an issue because somebody's going to get hurt. Hopefully you don't have a lot of guys get hurt, but somebody's going to, and you're going to have to rely on guys that are backups, that are young, that are going to have to come in there and do their job. Maybe they can. Maybe there's some surprises.
Is Jason Peters still on the couch?
I'm sure he is.
I mean, he came in and played pretty well last year.
Yeah, well, what is he, 55 now?
Well, I mean, I don't know in football years. He was 40 last year, so I'm going to guess 41. But I mean, maybe
football years.
Maybe 55. I don't know. But I just think if there is a move for them to make, they would make it. Just like, they have multiple conversations going at once. The deal for making a deal for an offensive lineman.
It doesn't prevent them, but I'm just saying.
Well, but
it doesn't make sense to address an immediate need this year than to make it. And see, now you're getting me all into the whole thing there.
Oh yeah.
So just to address an immediate.
Stay level-headed.
Need, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I want Pledge to be impressed.
Good luck with that.
It just seems to me. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
It just didn't, in that respect, didn't make a lot of sense.
From an offensive lineman that I thought that they would have taken care of by now is Terrence Steele. When we were in Oxnard, there was talk about him getting a deal at the beginning of camp. And then obviously, we can't sign Terrence Steele until Zach Martin gets taken care of.
Right.
I mean, no matter what Jerry thinks about optics, right, like Trey Lance, right? He knows he can't have Trey Lance. He can't have Terrence Steele even for 8 minutes making more money on the books than Zach Martin.
Absolutely not.
And Terrence Steele is not going to sign that deal until Zach Martin is back because, I mean, he was the happiest guy in the world to see Zach Martin come through the door with that big bear hug. What's impressive about Terrence Steele, and we were talking about this last week with Scott Lenhoff, the athletic director over at Steele High School. Terrence Steele was always the underdog. Junior high, not very good, but big. And freshman football, he's not really good, but he's so big. How do we not play him? And then, overcome. Same thing in college. This injury and his recovery from the injury, and I hope it shows during the regular season, but Mike McCarthy says he's never seen a guy come back from injury quite like Terrence Steele has come back.
No, I haven't. I mean, just that clean. I mean, that's his. He hasn't missed a day, and it's just Terrence. I mean, he's in there the same time every day, doing the prehab. So, it really, feels like he never left.
Which is a good thing, and I hope he's back. I hope there's no issues there, because again, that starting five for the Cowboys is as good as anybody in the NFL. What concerns me though is that somebody's going to get hurt. It happens. It's going to happen. And you're going to have to hope that the guys that are backing these guys up are going to be adequate.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You can always be a part of the show. You can tweet at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Munnix. The station at sasportstar.com. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN 656-3776. Coming up as you get ready to watch your UTSA Roadrunners on Saturday night, you have to do a double take when that game kicks off. We'll prepare you for that as we continue here on the Blitz. Now, if you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. You need uniforms done. Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries, lots of school uniforms as well. If you need caps done, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big, and all items do come with the warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, it is college football week 1, Colorado, TCU, UTSA, Houston, and more.
It's a fantasy football draft weekend. We're going to talk etiquette, whether you're online and in person. There's some rules, baby. Don't break them. We'll get it all started. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. Companies might deliver a lot of hay. ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Football's here, and missing your team's out-of-market games is not a great plan. A much better plan? Switch to My Plan from Verizon and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us with eligible phone purchase and Unlimited Plus. That's a value of up to $449. Get every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon. Switch to My Plan at your Verizon store today. It's your last chance to get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us with eligible phone purchase and Unlimited Plus. Offer ends soon. $449 value applies to NFL Sunday Ticket season 23-24 only. Additional terms and embargoes apply to NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube. No refunds.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car really needs a wash.
The $20 McGuire's bundle includes Gold Class Car Wash for a showroom shine.
Get in zone.
And what about my tires?
Just spray the included Hot Shine tire coating and you're all set.
Get in zone.
The inside is Not great.
No problem. The quick interior detailer in the bundle can help with that too.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We are live out at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. I tell you all the time, man, there's no better place to come watch a game, watch an event than here at the Roo. And we've got college football kicking off tonight, so get your ass here to the Roo Pub. Hey, turn
that on, huh? Who you got, Utah or Florida?
Well, Utah's quarterback probably is not going to play, so go Gators.
I think they're still favored, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they probably are. I can't believe I just said go Gators. But, if I'm betting money, I think I'd probably look at Florida tonight. It's fun because, I mean, like last weekend, I don't want to say there was college football on.
There wasn't. I don't know what that was.
It was not a good showing for Navy against Notre Dame, although everything went as expected. But even like UConn has North Carolina State tonight. I don't know anything about UConn football, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people seem to think UConn not only will cover tonight, but they'll win this game.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what the odds are there. By the way, just in case you're wondering, Utah's a 5-point favorite tonight against Florida.
Yeah, I don't know. Kent State, UCF, Nebraska, Minnesota, Arizona State against Southern Utah. For the three Sun Devils that are listening, this is one of the 4 or 5 wins that Arizona State might get this year. So, and of course, it's on the Pac-12 network, so nobody will see it.
Exactly. Nobody's going to see it unless you're out here.
I don't even know if you got the Pac-12 network here.
I may not have.
I mean, nobody has the Pac-12 network. That's why the Pac-12 is going away. I mean, that's the bottom line. Now you think about games that are obviously the Roo Pub will have all the big games tonight. Interesting night with no baseball. Well, I say no baseball. The Astros, the Rangers, and the Mariners all have the night off. You'll be able to listen to tonight's Florida-Utah game here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So while you're driving over here to the Roo, you won't miss any of the action. On Saturday, the Aggies play. The Aggies, and again, should be an interesting game, should be an easy game for Texas A&M, but you never say
careful.
that when you're talking about the Aggies. But that game tomorrow here on 94.1, or Saturday rather, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star against New Mexico, starting at 5, brought to you by the Angry Elephant, Ewald, Kubota, Just Pots, and ABC Home and Commercial Services. And that game obviously will be on here at the Roo with sound. But you look at some of the games this weekend, and you've got a lot where you expect the favorites to win, but there's always going to be some upsets.
Always.
There always are.
Always is.
It's like Texas and Rice. All right, but let's get to the Alabama game, right? But one of the better games of the weekend involves our UTSA Roadrunners.
No doubt about it. That should be a great game up in Houston to take on the Cougars. That's kind of become, and I don't want to say rivalry, so to speak, but it has. You watched that game last year in the Alamo Dome, one of the most exciting football games I think I've ever seen. Triple overtime. Unfortunately, the Roadrunners lost that game in the end, but my goodness, what a great game that was.
It was, and I think UTSA, I guess North Texas is the traditional rival. They've played enough games against each other. They both moved to the American. But I do like the Houston rivalry. And UTSA helped open up that stadium by beating the crap out of those guys.
Yes.
But if you're watching that game, we got to educate you, because when you turn the TV on, you're going to see UTSA and you're going to go, who the hell are they playing?
Houston is strong, a city with over 2 million proud, dedicated to each other. Houston is resilient, always there when the times are tough, always there to lend a hand. Houston is tradition, a place with a long history of winning, always pushing the limits and never giving up. Houston is the future, never afraid to break boundaries, creating a brighter future for the world and exploring beyond our horizons. Houston is home. This city, rich in culture, instilled with pride, this place is more than just a pin on the map. It's a way of life.
Good Lord, I can't believe we're playing
This is for the city that always has our back.
It's Carl Lewis.
This one is for the people that call this place home. Love you, Houston. This one's for you.
The Houston Cougars are rolling out Houston Oiler-themed uniforms.
What is the love for the Houston Oilers all of a sudden in the city of Houston?
Well, it's because Tennessee's doing it, and they said, well, wait a minute. All right? I mean, when I look at first off, they look great.
They look fantastic.
And I think that's part of the love for the Houston Oilers, because that was a great-looking uniform that was probably underappreciated while they were wearing it. And you know how you appreciate
By
things
some of
that
you.
go away.
I loved it.
I digress. It's the Houston Oiler color scheme, and it says Houston across the front of the jersey and Cougars on the helmet. They're not going with the oil derrick. But, you know, I mean, the uniform game, Houston's already won this
Boy,
thing.
I tell you what, those uniforms look sharp. But still would like for UTSA, because it's, you know, all these firsts for the University of Houston. Stadium, loss.
Yep.
Uniforms should be a loss. In the Big 12,
yeah.
right? So it'd be good for UTSA to take care of that. But that's why it's become a rivalry, just because of the last two games and how they've come about. But I think UTSA's got a great shot. In fact, they're favored by a couple of points going up to Houston.
You look at the Houston Cougars in the Big 12 patch right on the front.
Yeah.
I mean, the uniforms look good. The helmet is awesome. The jersey looks really good. And I think about, you know, there are some regular listeners that we have, Ben in particular, that is an old Houston Oiler fan and is now a Houston Texan fan and a UTSA season ticket holder since day one. And he's going to that game. This guy's going to be so conflicted. I mean, Ben's going to be looking down there. You know, it's interesting that they decided this game to break out these uniforms, although they are honoring, as they say, Houston's football past as they are going into the future in the Big 12. But also, I do think it's a little bit of a middle finger to the Titans ownership group that, all right, you won't let the Texans wear this? Watch what we do.
Well, and do you think the Titans ownership group give a damn what they do? Hey,
if you're a Houston fan and a fan of Houston sports, and if hypothetically, well, you're more the old Oiler fan.
Grew up an Oiler fan. Yes.
If you go online right now and bought a Houston Oilers looking or a Tennessee Titan throwback, nobody's going to know if it's Titans or if it's old Oilers.
But I got one, by the way. It's a Vince Young.
But if you're a Houston fan, like if you're James Pledger, who I don't believe is a Houston Cougar fan, but he's Houston sports, right? That jersey or whatever other gear that they come up with, even though it says Cougars on it, but if you bought something that just says Houston, you don't even know if that's University of Houston, City of Houston, you know, what it's actually representing, which is kind of cool from a marketing standpoint.
I love that uniform. They've done a great job with that. And I just love the love for the Houston Oilers all of a sudden. You got the Titans showing the Oilers love. You got University of Houston showing the Oilers love. I mean, yeah, why don't we just bring back the Oilers? And you know, if the city of Houston wouldn't have been so damn stubborn, the Oilers would still be in Houston right now.
They would be. But honestly, I mean, the Texans aren't going to change their name to the Oilers. The Titans were the Tennessee Oilers for 2 years.
But it didn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, Washington, they want to change their name. What if they went Washington Oilers? Right?
Well, let's
better
see.
than Commanders. Then what would you do?
Well, nothing. The Washington Oilers. That doesn't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
But, a lot of things don't make sense, right? I mean, well, in the NFL, they make more sense than, say, the NBA, where you got the Los Angeles Lakers coming from Minnesota, where all the lakes were, and they kept the name. And I'm glad they did, because now it's iconic. But the Oilers, it's retired, it's gone. But it's just unfortunate how that played out. But I'm glad to see the love for the old Houston Oilers.
Back to UConn, my neighbor Hal, who I think might have went to UConn, says they're coached by Jim Mora Jr.
Oh, wow.
That's how bad that program is.
Well, they're 14-point dogs from what I saw going into tonight.
So I could see them covering.
You could?
Yeah.
You don't know. They might be terrible. Well, NC State might be terrible.
That's what I mean.
I don't know.
But that's why I keep reading all this stuff that UConn might not only will cover, but could win tonight. I don't know enough about UConn
football. So you want
football.
UConn plus 14?
Well, I mean.
We're here at the Roo Pub. We can make a beer bet right now.
Well, sure.
You don't sound very confident.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to waste a beer bet on UConn. But if you're offering free beer, I'm going to take it from you.
Well, I tell you what we're going to do. And I'm going to give you.
Please tell me what we're going to do.
I'm going to give you your choice Sunday night. LSU, Florida State.
Ooh.
So you decide. You think about that, because the last I saw, even though I believe that game's in Tallahassee, LSU was a 2-point favorite.
I mean, without thinking about it, LSU. Is that going to be our beer bet this week?
It might be.
Or are we just making that?
No, it might be. Why not?
Well, because you're doing some research now to see if you really want to throw it on the table right now like that.
I'm just checking. Well, I threw it out there. It's out there. So I'm not going to pull it back now. It's out there.
Speaking of pulling it back, you always see all these weird stories. And you wonder, what the hell was somebody thinking? There is a bizarre story, and I can't imagine the cops, when they pulled this car over, if they really knew what they were getting themselves into. We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz, live out at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Listen up, sports bettors. It's Rudy J and Rob Thompson of R&R in the morning. We are here to tell you about our favorite sports book and casino, and the only one we endorse, which is BetUS.com.
They're celebrating their 30th year of sports betting services with a special offer of up to 30 risk-free bets. Get Bet Protect and get started today by going to BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-692-3887 to learn more about the bonuses and special offers.
That's BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, we get this question quite a bit. Here's what you have to do. Contact Morgan Harrison via email. It's morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she's going to have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, and even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy connecting.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star welcomes the future.
And so when someone says bulk up.
Why? What for? You should tell all this to skinny up.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road on this Thursday. College football tonight. We're almost in September, and then we're not that far away from our Fall Golf Classic coming up on Monday, October 2nd. Go to sasportstar.com and get your team registered. All you need is $400 for your foursome. If you don't have friends to sign up with, it's $120 for an individual player. We sell out every year. Always great sponsors on the holes that will make sure you're hydrated, like our friends at the Roo Pub. The scenery is fantastic, if you know what I mean, and it's always a great day. The Fall Golf Classic brought to you by the Lofts of Jesse Hernandez, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, and Meritage Homes, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America's Lone Star chapter.
And then, of course, the after party.
Yep.
That's coming up, too. That's a lot of fun. So sign up. I mean, what's $100? You're going to blow that and more this weekend.
sasportstar.com. Get your foursome together. I know it's weird when you say October, and that feels like it's so far away.
It's not.
It really isn't.
Tomorrow's September 1st.
Is it really?
Yes.
So it's like literally a month and a day from tomorrow.
A month and a day from tomorrow.
As the crow flies.
That's right.
Yeah. No bowl, huh?
Today's the 31st.
All right.
I don't think there's any months with 32 days in them.
There's not.
No.
There's not.
So since today's the 31st, tomorrow's the 1st.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant, huh? It's Labor Day weekend coming up.
That is Joe Reinagle at his finest. Spitting knowledge.
Knowledge.
Like nobody's business.
Well, that's what I do.
Well, I mean, I just said no bowl. I was setting you up to segue into the next story about a bowl.
Oh, is that what you were doing? All right. Dude, have you seen this video?
Dude, you sent it to me. That's why I was setting you up so you could tell the story.
It was incredible. So the police pull this guy over, and I'd have to find the story. Not sure where it is.
All right, well. All right,
you have the story?
Of course I have the story. I'm prepared for our professional quality radio show. So this guy's driving down the streets in Nebraska. Now, when I first saw the video, I thought, well, Florida. But it's not Florida. It's Nebraska, of all things. The one guy that wasn't at a volleyball game last night. So the police...
Well, he might have been.
Well, not with this bull. The police get a call that there's some guy driving around with a cow. And they're thinking, the cop said, well, I was thinking a calf, a cow, something that, I don't know, might fit in a car. They respond because I guess there's nothing else to do in Nebraska. And this guy didn't have a cow in his car. He had a big-ass bull.
A longhorn.
A big old... And the bull's name, by the way, is Howdy Doody. And this guy...
I'm not sure that's a bull, dude. That's a longhorn, is it not?
Well...
They are bulls?
Yes.
Now, see, Greg Shelton with his knowledge streaming over here.
I mean...
I'm just saying that, but there's different types of bulls.
Are there?
There's regular bulls that you have and you ride, and there's longhorn bulls, I guess, that you don't ride, and they got long horns.
So you're saying the size of the horn matters?
Of course it matters.
All right.
And this was a...
Well, it's listed as a bull. I'm not a bovine expert to be able to tell you the brand.
Well, apparently
of,
Greg
the bull.
Shelton is back
Well,
here.
he's full of bull.
Well, yes, big time.
But anyway, it's a full-grown bull. Apparently his name is Howdy Doody. But this guy's got an old Crown Victoria, you know, like those old police cars, those old Ford police cars. So imagine, say, the horn. Remember Smokey and the Bandit?
Yes.
Right. So Smokey and the Bandit, they had the horns on the front of the car, right?
Yeah.
You know, and but it was convertible.
Little and big English Burdette.
There you go. So this guy outfitted his car, his Crown Vic, with a guardrail to keep the animal secured, removed a portion of the windshield so Howdy Doody's head and horns could fit, and he's driving them around.
I don't see the problem. I don't know why he was pulled over for that.
Well,
I mean, what's the problem?
The cops couldn't figure it out either. They gave him a warning. They didn't say what the warning was for. Now, they did say that there were some citable issues, quote unquote, but officer wrote him warnings. I don't know what the citable issues are. If you're a cop, and we know a lot of members of the police department listen to us, what law did he break?
He didn't break any that I'm aware of.
He's distracting.
I mean, it's like putting your dog in your front seat.
Well, except for you don't have to modify your car for the dog to fit.
This could be this guy's his security animal. What do they call him?
Well, I mean, he's kind of strapped in. So what good does that do you?
Well, it's not for security. I'm talking about your emotional support animal.
Oh, see, there you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you're thinking.
Yes. And so
because it's 2023, you can't argue that.
He could have probably taken that on an airplane.
Well, maybe, but I just wonder what the back seat of that car looks like, right?
Cow patties.
At least your dog will let you know if you have a well-trained dog.
Well, dude, I promise you, if that cow's pooping in the back seat, you're going to know.
Yeah, but
you're going to know.
I mean, when it's time, do you pull over and take them for a walk on the side of the road?
Well, I just hope that the bull's potty trained.
Well, what bull is potty trained?
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows these days?
I mean, you're barely potty trained. I mean, how are you going to potty train a bull?
It's possible, I would think. I thought it was great. I saw the video and it's like, but this is awesome.
Joe sent that to me earlier. I started watching and I said, what part of Florida is this from? It's Nebraska.
Same thing. Nebraska, Florida.
Apparently, Howdy Doody's a famous bull. He's a regular attraction at parades and fairs throughout Nebraska.
Because he's got big horns.
And no trailer.
Maybe he can't afford a trailer. But if the dude's is, I don't know. There's something fishy there because this animal's more than just an animal. I mean, I think the animal is close to the guy driving. They're close.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying they're close. There's obviously a connection there. It's what I'm saying. I mean, you don't put a bull in your front seat unless there's some sort of a...
You don't cut the windshield out?
Connection.
Have your baby bull riding shotgun?
I wonder if this bull sleeps in his bed.
You've just gone down a path I didn't expect to go down.
I'm all these questions are raising because, I mean, I don't know how much it costs to bullify your car.
Well, I mean, first off, it's an old Crown Vic.
It still had to be modified to fit.
I guess to your point, if you've got the bull in your car, you're not going to have a female date riding in the back seat.
Well, no, you're not at all. So maybe there's a connection here. It's Nebraska.
You have way too much time on your hands to think.
It's Nebraska, for goodness sake. Exactly.
It's just a Sports Center.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville, your new home for the Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at noon.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Cowboys lost a legend this morning. Former executive Gil Brandt passed away at the age of 91. Brandt served as vice president of player personnel for the Cowboys from 1960 to 1988. Tight end market was reset this afternoon by Vikings tight end T.J. Hockenson. He was extended with a 4-year, $68.5 million contract. Oh, my goodness. The Blitz continues from the Roo Pub now.
Sports Center is brought to you by Fires Barricade and Barricade Rental. FiresBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1.
You got to turn on your mic,
San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road as we have college football tonight. Several good games. We'll dive into those coming up at about 3:20 with all the good college football. Get into the Roo. It's Thursday. It's the day before the weekend. It's the day before a long weekend as we head into Labor Day. So it's the day before the day before. So get on in here to the Roo Pub, whether it's a late lunch, early dinner, happy hour, which is going on right now. Hang out, say hello. And they've got some tennis and some golf on right now and a replay of the Texans Saints preseason game on one of the little TVs over yonder.
Well, that's why it's a little TV over yonder.
Which is still a TV that's bigger than what you probably have in your living room.
No doubt, but there's some kind of golf tournament on over here, too, on one of the big screens. But the U.S. Open is, it's one of those, and I'm not a huge tennis fan, but I get into watching that. It's quite entertaining, actually, and I prefer that one even over Wimbledon, quite frankly. Yeah, I don't like them playing on grass. I'd rather them play on cement.
But I don't know if that's technically cement.
Well, whatever it is.
A regular court?
Is it? I mean, it's hard.
Sure. Whatever. You just always have to bitch about something, don't you?
No, I
mean,
just
you
said
really do.
I said I prefer this over Wimbledon. That's all I said.
Why do you hate clay? Do you like the grass courts?
No, I just said I don't like Wimbledon. They have grass courts on Wimbledon. Is it France where they've got the clay where they slide? That's kind of cool, actually.
Uh-huh.
But, this is the United States Open. It's a big deal.
Yeah. You've been paying attention?
I have been.
Are you? Who's doing what?
Well, I don't have a clue, honestly, but I enjoy watching. Well, one of the girls that won.
You enjoy listening. Let's rephrase.
One of the girls that won yesterday is the daughter of the guy that owns the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
And she won.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pergola?
Sure.
I think it's pergola.
I think that's a floor.
No, I think it's what is it called? What pledge?
Jessica Pagula.
Pagula.
Uh-huh.
Pergola. I know Pagula.
I'm glad you've been paying
Anyway,
attention.
she owns her dad owns the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres.
So what you're saying is she's the definition of country club sport.
Absolutely. She grew up in one.
Yeah.
My buddy Ray.
Oh, here we go.
He trains this girl, and she comes in every day, but he's a tennis guy. I mean, he does that. And this girl's like 13 or 14 years old, and I told Ray today, I said, I've been watching the U.S. Open, and I think, this little girl might be there someday.
Well, so Crash Gillespie. Do you know the name Crash Gillespie?
Crash Gillespie?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you should.
Should I know that?
Yeah, you really should.
Crash Gillespie.
Well, I mean, he used to be a race car driver. He's earned it. I mean, Crash has lived an incredible life.
Okay.
He used to have this little company called Builder Square, and then got rid of it. Right?
Gotcha.
And
All right.
He's probably the best tennis player in San Antonio over whatever age he's in. But he always beats the young kids.
Okay.
This dude will get out there and wear like diving flippers and beat your ass playing tennis.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's a great guy.
Well, he would beat mine for sure.
Well, there's no doubt. He just texted it's not cement.
It's not cement.
No.
What is it?
Well, I don't
pergola?
know. And I would like to read the rest of this text, but because I'm friends with Crash, I won't. But
what did he get? Nasty or ugly or what?
Well, it's reasons why you play tennis, and we'll just leave it at that.
It's reasons why you play tennis.
He's the guy. Remember when you had your close encounter with the squirrel?
Yeah.
And he sent the squirrel videos when they were playing tennis at Sonterra.
Yes.
That's Crash Gillespie.
Okay. All right.
Who
Hey,
really
Crash.
should just come out here to the Roo Pub and have a cold beer and tell stories because he's a great storyteller.
Well, I would love to know what else he said on the text there.
Something about cold beer. I've just got to leave that part of it there.
Okay. All right. So it's not cement. What is it?
I don't know. He said it's not cement.
Okay.
At least not where they're playing. Now, in your neighborhood at tennis court, it might be cement.
Right.
At the elementary schools, the fact that they still have tennis courts that haven't turned into pickleball courts is what surprised me.
Well, you can still have both.
Well, see, like in my neighborhood, we've got a tennis court. I've never seen anybody play tennis there. Turn those things into pickleball court so I can drive by and, act like I'm going to go play pickleball. Although I've done that a couple times, I enjoy pickleball.
There is actually
drink beer and not run.
A tennis club, I guess, for lack of a better word, right in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, you could actually join this thing. They've got a bunch of tennis courts out there.
Crash is
I wouldn't be
that club
surprised.
champion.
Looks like it's really nice. But
Yeah.
it's like.
You've never been?
Well, no, I don't play tennis, so I wouldn't go. But
well, he gives us a reason why you would, but I'll tell you off the air.
Okay. But I mean, it's always crowded. I mean, not during the day, but if you drive by early morning or late in the evening, they have lights and stuff. People are out there playing all the time. So looks like it's a successful place.
Coming up in about 10 minutes, Nickelback tickets will be giving away as a part of Hot Ticket Thursday. But right now, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You mentioned it. TJ Hawkinson is the highest paid tight end in the NFL.
History.
That's crazy.
Highest paid tight end in NFL history, which is crazy.
If I were to ask you or go around the Roo Pub here and say, name the best tight ends in the NFL, how many names would you get to before TJ came up?
Well, I don't know. It depends on how much of an NFL geek you are because, I mean, obviously Hawkinson, pretty good. I mean, he's made a name for himself the last couple of years.
I think most people would start with Travis Kelce, then maybe go Kittle, probably mention a Dalton Schultz.
No, nobody's mentioning that. Unless Rudy's in here somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Rudy J would mention Dalton Schultz. But look, TJ Hawkinson is he's obviously pretty good. But you're right. I mean, to be paid, if I'm Travis Kelce, and Kelce has said he's not in it necessarily to be the highest paid, he wants to win. I get that, but you got to be sitting back at the Kelsey household today going, wait a minute. I think I'm a little bit better than that dude.
Well, I look at a guy like Dalton Schultz, and you're on the phone with your agent. You bet on yourself. It didn't work out. Dalton Schultz is going to benefit from this because I know you're not.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you're not a fan, but he is one of the better tight ends in the NFL. He bet on himself, turning down the deal with Dallas, has to spend a year in purgatory in Houston, and we'll see ultimately what happens with him. But that guy's going to end up making some money because he's going to have a good year as the security blanket for C.J. Stroud.
Well, we'll see if he has a good year or not. He's Dalton Schultz, for goodness sake. So, I mean, guys like Kelsey comes to mind immediately. I mean, that guy needs to automatically get a raise. And then, you mentioned the other one, George Kittle in San Francisco. And there are others out there as well. But, I mean, that's a lot of money for a tight end, about $17 million per year. $42.5 million guaranteed. Highest paid tight. And that surprises me because in today's day and age, when you're throwing around millions of dollars like we do every day, for that to be the highest paid tight end in NFL history kind of surprises me.
Well, I mean, when you look at the NFL position groups that are going to get paid, you go quarterback, duh.
Yep.
Left tackle, your edge rusher, and the wide receiver market. You've seen the running back market just get hammered.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And tight ends, are kind of like safeties. I mean, they're there, but rarely do you see them getting that kind of money. And now all of a sudden, you see a contract like this, and you wonder if all the other GMs are going, you guys, you son of a, you just, it changed. Every negotiation for a tight end just changed. J4 on our YouTube channel says Kelsey, Mark Andrews, and Darren Waller.
Waller, good player. It just, he's kind of at the end, isn't he?
Well,
I mean, he's getting on up there a little bit, but yes, a good player. But I don't know if he would be in that conversation.
And again, TJ,
of the highest paid.
You don't necessarily have to be the best. You have to be next. And he was next, and they had the money. They found the money. They love him. Blah, 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 blah. It's like Christian Kirk getting is the guy resetting the wide receiver market. Nobody would have guessed that.
Nobody.
That changed everything. So it doesn't mean you're the best. It means you have a great agent and you were next.
Well, look, I think Hawkinson has got to be in the conversation as one of the best in the league right now. I mean, he's a big guy. He's got soft hands. He can move. And I think he's got to be in the top 5 of tight ends right now. But now he can boast that he's the highest paid tight end in NFL history. How long that lasts? It never lasts too long.
No.
As Zach Martin found out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but good for him and all the tight ends out there. I kind of go back to CeeDee Lamb. Wait, I mean, you're not going to get Jamar money. You're not going to get Justin Jefferson money. But whatever they get, that means you're going to get a little bit more than what you might be talking about right now.
Now, Jefferson is probably the next guy to get paid, right? And I think CD is smart to wait on that guy. He can play this year and have a good year and then negotiate at the end of the season. But, I think Jefferson is the guy that's going to set the market. He's arguably the best wide receiver in the game today. Hard to argue that.
I was going to say arguably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jamar Chase is there too.
Yeah.
He's there, but I think if you had to rank them, I'd rank those guys 1, 2, starting with Jefferson.
I mean, just look at all the fantasy drafts. I've yet to have a fantasy draft, but that changes at the end of this weekend.
Right.
But I would imagine a lot of fantasy drafts, Jefferson is the first wide receiver off the board, if not the first player
Wouldn't be
off
surprised.
the board.
Would not be surprised in this day and time. Yeah, and how things have evolved in that respect too. You look at that with, used to always be a running back. You grab a running back first and foremost. And now I'm not sure you do that anymore.
You got to get a running fairly early, I think, just because there's not enough good ones to wait. And I almost say now wait on your quarterback. I mean, unless you're getting a Patrick Mahomes or something, wait. The point difference that you're going to get per week from your quarterback and your wide receivers. I mean, I'd rather go some wide receivers early. I'd rather have 2 number 1 wide receivers than somebody's 1 and somebody's 3.
You do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go with that strategy.
I'm trying.
Yeah, good.
I'm
Vlad, what are you picking on draft?
I'm making you think.
What's your draft position?
9.
9, huh?
And
so much for Jefferson, so much for Jamar Chase. No, you're screwed.
Dalton Schultz, baby.
Yeah, please do. You gonna pick him, CD Lamb. You throw in a little maybe Brandon Cooks. You gonna draft Dak Prescott?
It depends on when I'm drafting a quarterback. I should just to rub it in your face week in and week out.
Yeah, you really should. I hope you do.
Maybe take a flyer on Trey Lance.
Well, you never know. The Cowboys might need a running back. They can throw him in goal line situations.
There you go. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live out at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Rd. It is a Thursday. That means coming up close to 6 o'clock, we're going to judge meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. So if you've done some grilling, make sure you upload those photos to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page. We'll talk some college football coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, it is college football week 1, Colorado, TCU, UTSA, Houston, and more.
It's a fantasy football draft weekend. We're going to talk etiquette, whether you're online or in person. There's some rules, baby. Don't break them. We'll get it all started. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Rudy J here to tell you about my favorite sports book and casino. That's BetUS.com. I only endorse one sports book, and that's BetUS.com. They're celebrating their 30th year of sports betting service with a special offer up to 30 risk-free bets. That's right. Get Bet Protect and get started today by visiting BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS. That's 1-800-692-3887 to learn about all their bonuses and special offers. That's BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
It's football season, and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Rd. We'll see you at the Roo.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Get yourself a Connecticut water system. I'm a huge fan of Connecticut water softeners. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Connecticut water softener. And I know, living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that can cost you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Connecticut water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. market. Connecticut is a great choice for folks that are fed up with their old, junky water softeners. So for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Connecticut today.
This is Chris Knipper with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try the Connecticut water softener for 90 days, absolutely free. Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair.
$1.09 right now on this Hot Ticket Thursday. You're going to win tickets to go see Nickelback. Their Get Rollin' Tour, September 23rd at the Moody Center. Caller number 9 right now, you're going to see Nickelback. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Coming up around 420, we'll have some Luke Combs tickets to give away. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Rd. Happy hour in full effect right now, although Joe is doing everything he can to make people unhappy during commercial breaks.
No, I'm just trying to set people straight. And that's the beauty of being at the Roo Pub or anywhere else that we're at. Texas Cheer Liquor yesterday. You can come out and we can have these talks.
Well,
although some people are a little unreasonable, but I get that. That's okay.
I didn't hear anything that was unreasonable. This fine gentleman over here playing Golden Tee, he had a great lunch. Now he's got a cold beer in his hand, and he's trying to explain to you, 1, Darren Waller's pretty good, and 2, the Trey Lance deal was all right.
I didn't see Darren Waller wasn't any good. I'm just saying I'm not sure that he was. Is he in the conversation? Maybe top 5. I get that. Okay. I'll give him that. But then we were talking about the Trey Lance. So everybody wants to talk Trey Lance.
Absolutely. For a third-string quarterback that won't do a damn thing this year except help the Cowboys beat the Niners.
And may not do anything ever.
He drives the conversation. Then we met a guy, the other guy from Alice, Texas.
One guy from Alice, Texas walks up here and says hello. So, yeah, it's been great so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I love that. I told you about the guy I met at Willie's, Jeff. And we had it got a little heated over Dak Prescott, over beers and burgers at Willie's. I'm telling you, man. I love this job because, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody thinks they're right, and I love that. And we debate, and we talk, and then we shake hands and part friends. I think we're friends, right?
Well, I mean,
see that?
It didn't punch you in the face. All right.
There you go.
I think he wanted to.
There you go. Well, I gave him motivation. He's playing Golden Tee over there. He was so upset that he went over there and hit about a 400-yard drive. That poor little roller ball, man, didn't stop spinning for a long time.
So now you want credit for his great shot.
Absolutely, I do. Yes. So come on out to the Roo Pub and argue with me. I'm up for it today. Let's go.
Man, it's almost like one of those carnival games, man. Exactly. We're just gonna, here's your ticket, argue for 2 minutes and go. What are those the people that will read the cards or look at your palm or whatever?
That's right. The sideshow. Joe Reinagle. He's in the cage right now. Feed him.
You're right. Sideshow is absolutely it. You do have college football on the TV tonight. Thank goodness, man.
Yes.
I honestly, you look at some of the games and you go, all right, we've got some football on tonight. Get out here to the Roo Pub and watch some football tonight. But then you also have all the predictions, right? And we spent a lot of time yesterday talking about Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Now, I've got one really good friend. I use that term loosely. He hired me for this job, so I'm very thankful for Bob Brown. But he is a Oklahoma Sooner diehard.
Oh my gosh!
And the string of text messages that I've gotten from that guy since our conversation yesterday and talking, although he did admit Texas should win, his dream is Texas against Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. And he said, honestly, it doesn't matter who wins because he knows Texas is better. So that's why Bob Brown said it that way. But on the way out of the Big 12, those two teams need to play in the Big 12 championship game. But it's prediction season, it's list season, and with the games coming up, USA Today has their Power 5 conference breakdowns on projected records. And the USA Today has both the Longhorns and the Sooners going 9-3 in the Big 12, with K-State going 10-2.
That's interesting. K-State's a school we always forget about, and they're always usually pretty good. They always have a pretty good football team.
That's because they have a great running back department led by, Deuce Vaughn has been there for a number of years.
That's right. I forgot about Deuce. Yeah. How could I forget about Deuce
Exactly.
Vaughn? Hey, look, you can't count Kansas State out, but again, it's the University of Texas. I don't know how good Oklahoma's going to be. I think they still have a couple of years to recover from what happened to them and the situation they were left in, which is very sad for OU faithful. But Texas, again, I will say it again. I'll say it all year. If they don't win the Big 12, their season is a failure. They have got to win the Big 12. I mean, I just can't see any other way with everything you hear about Texas, with all the players that they have, with the recruiting classes and the athletes. And I mean, you heard Bob Ballou slobbering over himself yesterday, the sports director of KI Television in Austin, who's our Longhorn insider. I mean, he couldn't contain himself. Texas, if they don't win the Big 12, their season is a failure.
It really is.
9-3 would be close to grounds to firing Sark.
It's so interesting that you look at 9-3 and you say failure. USA Today has Texas A&M going 9-3, and I'm thinking, wow, like 9 wins for A&M would be an incredible season.
I would be
for the Aggies. So not all 9-3s are certainly created equal. And I thought that was interesting. And we'll talk a lot of Aggies this year every Friday with the great Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies. He'll join us every Friday afternoon on the Blitz, starting tomorrow as they get ready for that big showdown against the Lobos. But
the showdown,
dude. I mean, but you look at a 9-3 A&M season, and Jimbo might get a raise.
Well,
a 9-3 UT season, and Sark might be unemployed.
It's a lot tougher conference, obviously. Sure. I think we can agree with that.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, look, just for everything you hear about Texas, everything you hear, Sark's got this, he's got this athlete here. I mean, I think Bob Ballou yesterday when we talked to him mentioned 2 or 3 deep at some positions that would be starting for other schools.
And that's true. The roster is in place for Texas to have not only a run at the Big 12, but also a national championship. Now, You look at the USA Today predicts Georgia going undefeated, 12-0. Michigan going undefeated, 12-0. Both Bama and Ohio State going 11-1. USC going 10-2.
Well, interesting. And 10-2, I think, for USC is a disappointment. I mean, their schedule is about as easy as it gets.
They've got that game against Notre Dame, which could look. I think USC has a chance to run the table and get to the playoffs. Now, I don't know that they'll do much in the playoffs because of their defense, but watching their defense this past weekend against mighty San Jose State really makes me reconsider my preseason thoughts on USC. That defense isn't very good.
Gosh.
And, Lincoln Riley, Cliff Kingsbury, some of those kind of coaches that seem to not give a damn about defense, we're just going to go outscore you. And that works against a San Jose State. But one of the problems when you have an offense like what USC has, and if you watched them any last weekend, you saw this, they can score so damn quick. That defense is on the field too much. Then they get tired, and they're not very good to begin with. And then you got San Jose, and maybe San Jose State's pretty good, but they shouldn't be able to hang, be on the field, be respectable against a team like USC.
Well, they put up 35, I think, didn't they?
Yeah,
San Jose State,
yeah.
I believe it was 53-35 was the final there. But, yeah, that could be the Achilles heel for them. But, again, aside from Notre Dame, I don't know what UCLA has, but
Washington is going to be pretty good. Oregon is generally pretty good, so there could be a tough Pac-12 situation there. And I think Washington, and as much as I'll get in trouble for saying this because my wife's a Washington State type, that quarterback they have, Michael Penix, is a hell of a football player, and that's a good program. The Huskies are legit good, so they could, because of USC's defense, beat USC in the regular season.
Yeah, that was an issue, and you're right. That defense just is stunk big time. It was bad. Was it the first game? And they're going to fix some things. We'll see.
Well, and you look at UW. I saw them in person last year at the Apple Cup, Washington against Washington State. And a lot of those offensive stars for Washington last year are back. And just seeing what they did in person, especially the fourth quarter of that game. And that quarterback's legit. That quarterback, by the end of the year, is going to be in the Heisman conversation. He's that good.
Okay.
He's
all
good.
right. Because I'm not familiar with Washington football.
Well, I mean, you got to stay up late to keep up with those teams in the Pacific Northwest.
Well, I'll go to bed and have you tell me about it.
Yeah, I got to talk to the in-laws. So, I got to follow Washington State and Oregon just to be able to talk to those people.
Woo.
It's
That's sad.
Speaking of sad, Gil Brandt left us.
Yep.
We'll talk about that. The great Gil Brandt as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is Labor Day weekend. You know you're going to fire up the grill this weekend. Before you do, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. There are two great locations. And I tell you what, they've got some great specials for Labor Day weekend. 20% off prime ribeyes and sirloin fajitas. 25% off their chicken fajitas, all chicken wings, their Texas toothpicks, their pork picks, their baby back ribs. So make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. They're two great locations because they're running some great specials this weekend, and they have everything you need to up your grilling game with the quality you expect. Of course, you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, online at tricountymmeat.com.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Macy's Labor Day sale with end of summer specials, like 30 to 40% off Levi's for him and for her, 70% off fine jewelry clearance, and 60% off luggage from Samsonite, Delsey, Travel Pro, and more. Or get an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Star Rewards members can earn even faster Dream Star Money bonus days at Macy's. Availability and duration vary by store location. Details at macys.com/starmoney. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
With Labor Day savings at the Home Depot, we have laundry appliances that just fit. They'll fit your space, fit your needs, and with extra large capacity, Samsung laundry pairs can fit more loads in less time. Plus, with free delivery on orders of $396 and up, you won't have to worry about fitting your new laundry pair in the back of your car. Get up to $700 off select appliances like Samsung only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid 8/24 through 9/13, U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. And if you're a tech person, you know that's a big deal. I'm not a tech person, but I did look it up. Without this certification, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a sensor button. Check it out. So now you won't know my date of birth is or that my social security number is the password to my bank account is Ty's Cool Password 1. Uh-oh. The button's broken. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Don't wait. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started. Oh, a notification from my bank. Wait, I didn't buy a boat.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready to go to work. It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve the A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number M16004. DACLA 000743458E.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a Thursday afternoon out at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Rd. Thursday before the start of a nice long holiday weekend, but Friday night we have high school football here on 94.1. Got a good game tomorrow night. Johnson against O'Connor.
Okay. Johnson looked good last week. I didn't see what O'Connor did.
O'Connor lost to Brandeis.
That's right.
Johnson beat Judson. They got a fumble recovery with about 2 minutes to go and kicked a field goal with 6 seconds left to win the game, 24-21. And Johnson, they got a junior quarterback, Ty Hawkins, who started as a freshman. I feel like I've been calling Ty Hawkins games for 10 years, but he's only a junior, already committed to TCU. Should be a good game tomorrow night. And you look at O'Connor. They scored 35 in the loss to Brandeis last week. They've got a great quarterback and a big old offensive line. One of their offensive linemen's already committed to play for UTSA next year.
Oh, that's great. So what you're saying is, though, it's that Brandeis beat O'Connor. Bill Taylor and I used to have a bet every year. So I'm assuming that bet's still in place. I need to call my good buddy Bill Taylor and have him pay up.
Now, does the bet stay in effect if you have no idea that it's going on? I mean,
yes, it does.
Had O'Connor won that game, you wouldn't be calling Bill.
I would have called Bill and said, Bill, I lost
the bet. Here's $50.
I lost. Well, $50. We never bet money, but it was always.
What did you bet then?
Well, like one time.
I know you too well.
Well, one time I had to wear an O'Connor jersey and do the weather.
What were you trying to be, Dan Cook?
I'm just saying that was part of the bet. And then, Bill had to wear a Brandeis jersey one time. And then, he wore this is where that comes in, right? So we did that once, but the station wouldn't let either one of us shave our heads. So Bill got one of those fake rubber things that you put over your head that makes you look bald.
Yeah.
You had to do the weather in that.
Well, and if you go in front of the green screen like that, you could literally look bald.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
So, we had little bets like that. The problem is all of my kids are out of high school. He still has one in high school there at O'Connor. So I know he was very upset to lose to Brandeis, bet or not.
Well, and Johnson coming up this weekend. We'll find interesting about this game tomorrow night. Johnson's ranked number 3 in the city. O'Connor is not ranked. But Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, for those of you that are into this kind of thing, O'Connor is listed as a 13-point favorite.
Really? Over Johnson.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy. Who knows?
That is crazy. Tomorrow night we get going at 6:30 for Johnson and O'Connor, our game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. A guy that I know loved a lot of high school football and college football and NFL football was the great Gil Brandt. Passed away this morning at 91. And you get the news, and it's like finding out a grandparent passed away.
It's a kick in the gut for a minute, and then you start to remember, who he was and what he was and what he did. And you smile a little bit. But because every scout, this guy, and I don't even know if anybody can compete with him now. Maybe there are some, I don't know. Best scout in NFL history, as far as I'm concerned. This guy could spot talent that nobody else could spot. And all you have to do is look at those Cowboys teams that he put together and helped put together. And that the proof's in the pudding.
You look at the way he changed the scouting game.
Yeah.
The things that they still use today, like the 40.
Yeah.
And helping players throughout their career. I saw an incredible tweet from the great Tony Dorsett. Drew Pearson, Hall of Famer, is going to join us in about 30 minutes at 4:15 to talk about the impact that Gil Brandt had not only on the Dallas Cowboys, which is immeasurable, but the NFL, the football world as we see it today. And you go back and, you and I very fortunate to be able to spend time with Gil Brandt, to have him tell stories, to have hearing Gil Brandt tell stories about Tom Landry, about Roger, about Bob Lilly. I mean, just goes on and on and on and on.
Oh yeah, it was fascinating to listen to him. It really was. And while it was a kick in the gut today, great life for Gil Brandt, 91 years old. The experiences, the thing that he did, the people that he met and influenced, he'll never be forgotten. And it's great. I'm glad he's in the Ring of Honor, and just meant a lot to the Dallas Cowboy franchise. There's no question about it.
Drew Pearson coming up at 4:15.
Now, he'll have some stories, I guarantee you.
Well, I think about Gil as a great storyteller. Drew Pearson is a great storyteller.
Yes, he is.
Drew Pearson telling stories about Gil Brandt is appointment listening. Make sure you're tuned in at 4:15 for the great Drew Pearson. Come hang out with us here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage, put up motion lights outside. They just do a fantastic job and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And what's great about Hill Electric, they have the right service at the right price. But there is never a service charge and always free estimates. So it costs you nothing to figure out what it will take to get a job done. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or go online at hill-electric.com.
The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, sports bettors, this is Rob Thompson here to tell you about my favorite sports book. In fact, the only sports book I endorse. That's BetUS.com. Football's here, and it's time to get busy again. And BetUS.com has a 30-year anniversary present for you. How about 30 risk-free bets? They call it Bet Protect. You need to find out about it. Go to BetUS.com right now as they offer the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. And if you're coming with crypto, there's even more. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. Go to BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
Friday on R&R in the morning, we'll continue to look back on the life of Gil Brandt, one of the true architects of the modern football game. RJ Ochoa will join us for his regular. We'll talk about the Cowboys and their 53 as currently situated and what to expect in the next week of practice. Now back to the Blitz. Jason and Jill at the Roo Pub. Give me a couple of whiskey burgers to go, please.
Yeah, sure. Rob, just come and pick him up, my friend. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz live out at the Roo Pub here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Always fun out at the Roo Pub. Glad to see it. A lot of folks having a nice afternoon out here, getting some food, having a cold drink, and playing a little golden tea as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a fun thing to do.
Absolutely, I love golden tea.
When you think about being out and about, doing different things. I mean, you're hanging out with your friends. Like you see a bunch of groups here. Like over there is table of three guys.
Yeah.
Two guys sitting over there.
Yeah.
You wonder how many people are either acting like everything's great at home or bitching about their wife, right? And there's a combination. Like I got a friend, I didn't know he was having issues, but like boom, all of a sudden he's going through a divorce. Like, oh wow, I didn't see that one coming, right?
Yeah.
And there's various therapies and things that you could go to work on that.
Sure.
There is a lady who is making about $500,000 a year helping couples.
Sex therapist.
I think she's helping.
Well, sex therapist, and apparently, according to the headline, she's saving a lot of marriages. But she's got a strange way of doing it. She actually hooks up with the husbands. And apparently the wives are okay with it.
So they're not helping. She's not helping them work through their problems. She's basically having sex with the husband. By the way, she's a former porn star.
And getting paid for it.
Of course, she doesn't work for free.
No.
Right? So the wife, in an effort to save the marriage, is allowing the husband to sleep with an ex-porn star under the guise that it's a sex therapist.
Well,
what a country.
You think about that, and I could see where maybe a wife would want that to happen, because I'm wondering if she is coaching the whole time that this is going on. It's like, no, move this way. Don't move so fast that way. No, not there. I mean, I could see the coaching going on, the whole time that she's hooking up with the husband.
Well, and now, all right.
And maybe he goes back.
It's like individual golf lessons.
Well, exactly.
I mean, you need to work on your drive, work on your short game. I mean,
exactly.
You hire a guy, or in this case, a gal for lessons.
Well, let's hope it's not a short game. But having said that, yes, work on your drive and other things. And you might want to have to think of some things, get creative to do other things.
Now, does she do things that maybe the wife won't?
Perhaps. But
because that could be one of the issues.
That defeats the purpose, though.
Well, but then shouldn't she be coaching both? Like, is the wife there?
Maybe.
I mean, is she watching you and your wife and giving pointers and lessons?
Well, it could be. I mean, or maybe
is there film study involved?
Maybe Wednesday night is the husband, Thursday night's the wife. I mean, and then they hook up in the middle on Friday.
I'm just curious because I would think. And I can only speak from personal experience. You've
been to one of these therapists.
No, but if I were to suggest to my wife that there's this ex-porn star that's now a sex therapist, that for a small fee, I could go have some fun, she wouldn't be saving my marriage. My marriage would be over, like immediately.
I have the feeling that this particular therapist has these powers of persuasion. And it's like, I've got to bring your husband back brand new.
Really?
It's going to be brand new, ripping and roaring to go.
You know, like you send your puppy off to obedience school, or when it comes back, it no longer pees on the rug.
So I bet she's got a price for a 2-week stay.
I bet she does.
You know, I mean, just go up to the mountains, hang out for a couple of weeks.
I challenge you, since you just, glossed over mine. You suggest to Maggie that you go see said therapist and see what kind of reaction you get. Not that you need it.
No, not at all. But I'm just saying, if obviously there's a lot of people going to this woman, so some people must think that it is it's worth it.
Although if she is an ex-porn star, couldn't you just watch the film for a lot cheaper and get those pointers?
Well, you probably
as
could,
opposed to the one-on-one experience.
That's the experience, though. It's the one-on-one and the coaching.
Well, and again, I'm thinking, unless you know that no matter what happens, your marriage is going to end in divorce, and you're just trying to make that bank account a lot smaller before she gets half of it.
Well, I mean, that could be true too. Plus, you get to sleep with a porn star. I mean, who hasn't ever thought of that? I mean, I'm just saying. It's just, I don't know. We see these stories; they're bizarre as hell. And this one was. When I saw the headline, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, Ryan Eagle contributed 2 stories to today's show. One was about a guy in Nebraska riding around with a bull in his car, and this one.
I covered both sides, male, female. There you go, bull. And
there's a lot of bull in this
bull
one.
And porn star.
I'm just curious if anybody out there is in a relationship where this could actually work, right? I just want to shake your hand because I know your wife ain't no way in hell.
No.
I know my wife ain't no way in hell. I don't know anybody's wife who would be like, I'm down for that.
Joanne Tolbert on Twitter just tweeted at me, at Joe Reinagle 210. Ain't no way. But somebody's paying this woman. She makes $500,000 a year.
Well, I mean, so does some chick on OnlyFans with just showing her toes. So, I mean,
Eric Garza on our YouTube page. I'll volunteer as to be a field reporter for the Blitz. Come back and report the findings.
Well, I mean, volunteer if you're willing to spend your own money, because I don't know that we would get our corporation to approve that expense account.
Well, I'm guessing Eric's not married.
It's possible. I mean,
there are wacky things that people are into, and hey, if you're into that, that's no judgment here, but I'm just saying.
Well, and again, I mean, you might be into that, but is your wife into that, right? I mean, look, there's swingers, there's all kinds of different things that go on in this world, but in this case, I read this one. The guy gets to go have the fun while the girl stays at home and does what? Laundry? Makes sure dinner is ready when you get home because you're going to need a sandwich?
I'd have to read the rest of that story. I would assume.
So you just read a headline. You didn't read the story.
No.
There was no pictures in this article.
I would assume that if the wife wanted to partake, that option is available.
Well, it probably costs more.
Well, probably does, but at least you cover both sides.
Is this a picture of that girl?
No, that's a picture of the unhappy couple. That's the before. Is there an after?
Well,
so I mean, this woman has got to have a.
I'm just totally judging by this photo, which you can't see on radio. But trust me on this one. If this dude can't make her happy, she's going to have no problem finding somebody that will.
I just want to know if this therapist has a Yelp rating. I mean, is there like a?
Is that
that's her right there?
Okay.
Yeah. Did you change your mind now, or what?
She just looks expensive.
Yes, she does. Oh my goodness. Yeah, crazy things out there in the world. The good old US of A.
Yeah. Oh, she's got a good surgeon. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, she was in the porn industry.
Well, I'm just saying.
Isn't that a requirement? Oh my. It's a great country, isn't it?
It really is. Drew Pearson will join us in about 15 minutes here on the Blitz, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Crushed that all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys lost a legend this morning. Former executive Gil Brandt passed away at the age of 91. Hall of Famer Drew Pearson joins us in about 15 minutes to reminisce about the great Gil Brandt. Texans apparently received calls about trading their backup quarterbacks, both Davis Mills and Case Keenum, but it looks like the Texans are going to hang on to those guys. And Vikings tight end T.J. Hockenson, he's a rich man.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He's a rich man, huh?
Can I continue that? Because he is the richest tight end in NFL history. $42.5 million guaranteed, $68.5 million extension. Thank you.
Did you finish early?
I did.
Or actually, you didn't finish.
Yeah, well, you know, it happens.
Oh, good Lord. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You can always be a part of the show. Tweet at Joe Reinagel 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. Dial up or text 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
By the way, the Patriots have just picked up quarterback Matt Corral. That was just reported. I'm looking at USA Today, and they just reported that. So not only that, Bailey Zappi, now they have Matt Corral in fold.
That is,
along with Malik Cunningham. They have 4 quarterbacks.
Well, you know, I mean, Cunningham is a practice squad guy, so we'll see if one of those lasts. I was surprised that Matt Corral got dumped by the Carolina Panthers.
Just a year after he was drafted.
So high.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Boy, another one we can add to the list, huh? Those
call him
great
a bust
college quarterbacks.
He didn't work out in one area. I mean, who knows?
All these great college quarterbacks that just all of a sudden become stars in the NFL.
Yeah, it's how it works. Drew Pearson in about 15 minutes. Plus, we've got some Luke Bryan tickets to give away as we're live out here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. I had the damnedest thing happen at my house today.
Uh-oh.
If you're in the garage door industry, I need to talk to you. So we moved into a house January of 2020. So, you know, a little more than 3.5 years ago, give or take. And it's a brand new house. We're the only people that ever lived there. The garage door last couple of days is making a weird noise like sticking. Like when it starts to open, it's like a clunk or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, we called the garage door people that the builder suggested. You got all the people that did stuff.
Right.
So that company comes out to the house today, and my wife is off, so she's the one dealing with them. I just get the phone call. You won't believe what just happened, right? Because, you know, the garage door company is like, yeah, we'll be there Thursday sometime between 8 and 5. Well, first off, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right? And he said it was the paint because the heat is sticking. So no big deal that it's the paint separating that's making that noise as your garage door is lifting. The motor is fine. The little wheels, the rails, all that's good. Because that's what I was worried about. But I told Joanna, when the guy's out there, just make sure he does all the maintenance that you probably should do on a regular basis that we haven't done since we moved in.
And nobody ever does,
because, it's, well, you don't until there's a problem, right? but just to make sure, since the guy's going to be there, and we got to pay a small fee just for him to show up. And the guy tells my wife, no, I can't work on your garage door because your button is too low. So when you're walking into the garage, right, and you've got your button that you push to open your garage door, apparently it's too low, and he says he cannot work on it and will not work on it, and he left.
And why can't he do that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, my thought was, all right, makes sense. There's probably some sort of code that, the button has to be a certain level. I would assume that the builder put it at the right level when they built the house.
Yeah, you haven't messed with it, have you?
Hell no. I mean, no.
Not you, but hired somebody to mess with it.
I've never moved the button. It's exactly where the builder left it, and I'm going to guess that the same company that was out there today is the people that put the button where it is. So I called my the rep from the building company and was like, I got an odd question for you. And she was like, well, there is a height requirement for safety, but you wouldn't have passed the city inspections, or your home inspector would have noticed it or noted it if it wasn't in the right spot. But she's going to call somebody and try to figure it out, because she was telling me that they were doing a home for a guy that was in a wheelchair and he wanted it lower, and they wouldn't do it for him because it's against the law for safety with kids and whatnot. But once you own the house, you can move it wherever you want. But now I'm thinking, well, this guy in the wheelchair, if he ever needs maintenance, they're not going to work on it because it's too low, even though it's perfect for him.
Well, see, that's weird. And as I think about my house, I guess the button is up pretty high, but I've never heard of that before. And for a guy just to say, hey, no, well, I mean, that's just a good way of getting out of work. Well, I caught you. It's too low. I got to go.
I mean, we didn't write him any money. We didn't join us. He didn't ask for any money. I don't know if I'll get a bill in the mail. But I'm thinking this is the dumbest thing I've heard, right? Because according to the building rep that I was talking to, whatever it is, I mean, he said that we were a half foot low, right?
A half foot,
whatever that means,
right?
Well, do the maintenance that I'm paying you to do on the garage door, and then when I go to sell the house, if I've got to move the button because I'm an inspector, then we can move the button then.
Now, see,
but why does it matter now? There's no kids in my house.
You are more patient than I, because I wouldn't have called the building rep. I'd have called the garage door company, and what the hell?
Well, it was the garage door company guy that said it, so maybe they got a crappy employee that didn't feel like working today.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, before I call them, I want to get some information, right?
Yeah.
I want to know, what are the rules? Because if the builder put it in the wrong spot, then, well, I mean,
the builder needs to come move it.
And they would, although, it wouldn't have passed inspection if it wasn't in the right spot. But what kind of, I think about any kind of service tech, when they show up at houses, I'm a DirecTV guy. You never get the same DirecTV guy.
No.
And I've had DirecTV for well over 20 years. And every time you have a DirecTV guy out at the house, all they do is bitch about the lazy SOB that put it in the last time, right? This wire, why is this wire going here? I mean, I imagine service guys, when you show up at somebody's house, you see all kinds of stuff, obstacles that you have to overcome to fix whatever the problem is. You don't look over and take out a tape measure and say, I can't help you. That to me was the dumbest thing.
This guy he was hungry. It was time to go get breakfast. But that's what I wonder. If you call back the garage door people and say, hey, I live here, I got a problem with my garage, are they going to send somebody else out there?
Well, and again, Joanna was ready to buy the maintenance program and get us on whatever, so the recurring money that this company will no longer make is what's surprising.
Is there anybody out there that knows anything? Because I'm curious now. And whoever that garage door place is, I'm calling somebody else.
Well, I mean, yeah. Although I think they're because you don't think about garage door places until you need one. So I called one that I was very familiar with their name.
Yeah.
And it's one that like I said, when you move into the new house, they give you a list of all the people that worked on your house. So if you got an issue,
Sure.
you call them.
Right.
It was just the dumbest thing. I've never heard of such a thing. Like, hey, let me fix this, because all you got to do is add a little bit of grease here, right? Which I could probably go to Home Depot and buy the stuff and do it myself. But, I thought there was a problem with the garage. Shut up.
No,
I thought there was. Well, I mean, Craig Shelton would come over on a Sunday.
Yeah,
and do
I'm
it
sure he
for me.
would. You think he could do it?
He's our engineer.
Well, he just
actually he could. Would he?
Well, no, he would.
He does a lot of things for beer and pizza.
He does. This is Greg Shelton back here. If you could see,
If you're watching
this guy right here.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube.
Now, it might take him 8 hours to get done.
What? He's going to charge you by the hour.
Yeah. But if you're a garage door type, I'm just curious, is there a new rule, a new ordinance, a new something? It just, to me, was just the dumbest thing to hear on why something wasn't done. And of course, now my wife's pissed because, she was doing this on, quote, her day off.
Yeah.
In which they give you an all-day window.
Yeah, but it sounds like he showed up early.
Yeah, about 11.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was gone by 11:10 and didn't do a thing.
And so your garage door is still going.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Well, but he said it's nothing to worry about. It's just the paint sticking.
Yeah, I don't have any faith in this guy.
Yeah.
So if he told you there's nothing to worry about, I'm worried about it. I mean, it's going to fall. You're going to be driving in your garage and bam.
Well, that's the concern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't trust this guy at all. I'm just saying. I mean, it's your garage. You do what you want. But I'm like, no, this dude, I don't trust him at all.
Well,
and if he said there's nothing to worry about, I'm pretty damn worried.
But I don't want to call another company and have them come out and charge you for the service call and then tell you they can't do anything because your garage door button is too low by half a foot.
See, now, this is funny because
I'm glad you're entertained.
This is entertaining because Jason Minnick's the guy that has a trick for everything.
I got a guy for everything.
Has no guy for this.
I don't have a garage door guy. I didn't know I needed a garage door guy, but now I need a garage door guy.
Somebody has got to be out there listening and just, can be your garage door guy.
Yeah.
Hook him up at Jason Minnick's.
At Joe Reinagle 210, because I'm kind of thinking if my button is too low, your button is too low because my house is newer than yours.
My button is perfectly fine.
Well, you don't know that.
The perfect level.
You don't know that.
Because I have to walk downstairs out of my house into my garage.
Yeah.
Right? So there's like 3 steps.
Uh-huh.
And I have to, when I do that, you reach over. So I'm thinking that thing's probably 6-7 feet.
6-7 feet from the ledge of your first step?
Well, from the floor of the garage.
But if a kid could touch it,
well, he could
from the steps, then it's got to be another 8 feet higher.
Well, my garage is not having a hard time.
Well,
so I don't have to worry about it.
But it will. It will, and you're going to call me and say, "Who's your garage door guy?"
You haven't steered me wrong yet, but I'm not taking your advice on the garage door guy.
Well, I wouldn't send you this guy, but I could send you the next guy who actually gets the job done. But I need a garage door guy. If you are that guy, or if you know that guy, at Jason Minnick's, let me know. And if you're a city inspector guy,
what's the deal?
Well, I get safety for kids.
See, but I wonder, like in my neighborhood, I'm technically, and I don't know how it works.
Oh, you're in another city.
Technically in Chavano Park.
Oh, and they got crazier rules than San Antonio.
Well, they do.
Oh, you Chavano types.
When we put in the pool,
oh, yeah.
San Antonio was going to let us, we'd be 5 feet from the house next to us.
Yeah.
Chavano Park's 10.
Yeah. And it's not like you can create an extra 5 feet. The houses aren't moving.
No. So we had to completely adjust our thinking when it came to designing that pool.
It turned out far better.
Turned out great.
It turned out far better. The great Drew Pearson, Hall of Famer, joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars. We're live out here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. College football on tonight. You know there's no better place to come watch games than at the Roo Pub here at 281 and Redland. And the food is fantastic. I had fried shrimp for lunch. Greg Shelton was eating some boneless
chicken nuggets
with a fork and a knife. They were good. You had the chicken sandwich. They got 15 different burgers on the menu. Their wings are fantastic. All the food here is. And the kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
If you are shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options that are available. And you know price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds offer big, bold flavors like sea salt and cracked black pepper, spicy dill, and Korean barbecue. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein, bacony crunch. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at HEB today. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Learn more at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. You can check it all out at sacardhouse.com. Full bar, full restaurant attached, Foster's Bar and Grill. One of the best old-fashioned you're going to get. 3-4 top-level chefs. The best bread pudding that you ever have in your life. I've had just about everything on the menu. And also, for the beginners like myself, they got the free roll on Monday nights, only $35. You play pretty good, guess what? You'll last a little bit longer than I do. But for my pros out there, the 6-year anniversary for SA Card House, and going on now through September 30th, they're going to do 16 hot seat drawings daily from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. and one ticket for every 50 hours of play or a chance to win a Dodge Ram or a 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT. That's right, over $270,000 in prizes. Check it all out for yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House, 281 and Bitters.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
Caller number 9 right now, 210-656-3776. Caller 9 on this Hot Ticket Thursday. You're going to win tickets to see Luke Combs in the Alamo Dome on May 11th. He's Joe Ryan-Egel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We lost a great one in Gil Brandt today. Let's talk about it with Hall of Famer Drew Pearson joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Drew, it's always great catching up with you, my friend, but I hate the reason we're doing it today, but if there's somebody that could tell some great stories about Gil Brandt, it is the original 88.
Yes. Thank God for Gil Brandt, still at 91. You still say gone too soon, simply because that head of his is still full of knowledge, football information, helpful information he used weekly until his passing on his radio show. Just an amazing man and a major part of the reason I became a Dallas Cowboy, and forever grateful to him for that and helping me get that opportunity.
Drew, would you say, we've been talking about this obviously all day here on the show, but I think Gil Brandt, just looking back, and you would know better than I, really changed the way the game was scouted. I mean, I think Gil Brandt was a better judge of talent than anybody else I've seen in the NFL or anywhere else for that matter.
Oh, without a doubt, that was his forte. But in developing the innovative and using the innovative ways he used to scout talent, including implementing the computer and compiling information and knowledge that way. The number one thing he did in finding and looking for talent was finding the right talent. He didn't just find anybody, and the right talent was what Coach Landry was looking for. And he had a great grasp, an idea of what kind of athlete, what kind of player at each and every position that Coach Landry was looking for. And so he scouted that type of talent. But in finding that, you gotta go through a lot of people. That's back in, back in '73 when I got drafted, when I was undrafted, 18 rounds of the draft, and I show up at training camp, there's 100 rookies all together there. And that's when he first started implementing the philosophy of signing as many free agents as possible, throwing as much on the wall, so to speak, and see what sticks. And sometimes you throw it up there, you get a Drew Pearson or you get a Cliff Harris. And that was his philosophy. And he implemented that. He hatched that. But the main thing is he was able to find the right talent that Coach Landry was looking for.
Hall of Famer Drew Pearson joining us here on the Blitz. I still love saying that. And I think about your story and the fact that you ended up in Canton. And you said, Drew, that Gil Brandt was a big part of that. Take us through those early days, early conversations with Gil Brandt as you were trying to make it with America's team.
Well, first of all, he signed me to a contract that I just took, not even negotiate, $14,500 base salary, $150 signing bonus, Woo. And I know. So that was money to me that then, because I had them pay me in cash because I didn't have any gas money to get back to the apartment on the college campus. So I had to have gas money. But I'm sorry, I lost track. What was the question, guys?
Early days with Gil Brandt and those conversations, how he impacted you and your career with the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, first of all, once I got to Dallas, I was married at the time. He hooked me up with an apartment. and the apartment was located right next door to the Dallas Cowboys practice field. And the apartment that he gave me, or that I was assigned to, the balcony overlooked the Dallas Cowboys practice field parking lot. And I found out what kind of car Roger Staubach was driving. And I would sit on that balcony all day if I had to, until that car pulled into that parking lot. And then I would shoot over to that practice field and start working out with Roger. And anyway, I impressed Roger enough that one day I was working out and I was a little tired because Gil had hooked me up with a job at Merchant's Van Line. I was loading semis during the day and then working out, then sitting on that balcony waiting for Roger to show up that evening. And Roger noticed that I was a little tired. I said, well, I work during the day. He said, you do? So Roger went to Gil Brandt and asked him, can you help this guy out? And Gil said, yeah. So Gil calls me in and gives me $500. And so, long story short, I ended up making the Cowboy football team, starting the 10th game in my rookie year and finishing out the season with, as a starter and leading receiver. And when the season ended, Gil Brandt says, hey, you had a great season. We want to give you a bonus. I said, oh, that's great. I said, what is it? He said, we want to give you $3,000. I said, oh, my goodness. Wow. He said, yeah, come up to the office on Monday. We'll take care of it. I go up there on Monday. I wait and wait. They finally take me in there. I give that envelope. And the envelope, I opened it up. The check was for $2,500. I said, Gil, what about that $3,000 you said? He said, you remember that $500 I gave you before you gave it to me? We backed it out of there. And you're sitting there with your mouth open, and you're a rookie. What do you say? Wow, these are the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. and you got to take it. So I ended up taking $2,500 and had to tell the wife. She thinks I blew off $500. So that's all we got. 25.
Drew, I've got to ask you.
Gil was just a master of all that kind of stuff. And that's what made him the legend that he is or was. The way he handled the players, the way he handled negotiations, the way he found the players that Coach Landry was looking for. And he did it on a consistent basis. And with Gil Brandt, you knew what you're going to get. I learned so much about business and negotiating and personnel when I got in the business from Gil Brandt.
You know, Drew, with my experience with Gil Brandt, obviously was later in his career and even after he retired, but he was always seemed to be around and he was always telling stories, always a storyteller. And was he always that way or did it just develop over time?
Oh, he was always that way. All you had to do was trigger him, okay? Say some word, say South Carolina State. You know, he'll tell you a story about when he went to South Carolina State, this coach over there. You know, he'll tell you a story about this guy over here. He knew everybody about, not just even me. You know, he knew I played baseball. He knew I played basketball in high school. He even knew my batting average, 444. My senior year, just saying. He even knew my batting average my senior year, you know, and things like that. He knew more about people that in-depth knowledge of people. And that's what made him special. Scouts knew measurables and all that, how high you can jump, things they do at the combine. You know, everybody knows that. But Gil went deeper into people's personal lives. He knew your mom's name, your dad's name, how many brothers and sisters you have, and stuff like that. And you felt maybe you were special because he knew you that well. But no, you weren't special. He just knew everybody like that. That's how he did things.
You know, the crazy thing, Drew, is what you just said is so accurate. I mean, we would see Gil in Oxnard at Cowboys training camp or on Radio Row at whatever Super Bowl as he was doing his Sirius XM radio show. And you'd go up and see him, and he would say your name, greet you, like you were best buddies. And it wasn't long before you realized that guy just had a memory that he knew and remembered everything there. And then at some of those Jerry Jones media parties, he just would hold court and tell stories for hours, and you're just hanging on every word because he lived the history that I want to hear about.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he's one of the foundations. That's why I'm glad he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The only brick that we're missing out of that foundation, not in the Ring of Honor, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, is the original owners that hired all those guys, including Gil Brandt, and gave them the opportunity, and they all became Hall of Famers, along with Tex and Coach Landry, of course. But yeah, his impact on the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think there's anybody that you can say had a greater impact, you know, in our initial history of other than Clinton Murchison, Tom Landry, Tex Tran, and Gil Brandt. And think about that team that was put together at that time. The choices that Clinton Murchison made, you know, to bring in Tex Tran, who was a assistant PR guy out in L.A., but who was he working under? Pete Rozelle, who ended up becoming the commissioner. You know, so we had an end to the commissioner right away. And then Coach Landry, he was coaching up in New York with the Giants. He was their defensive coordinator. Vince Lombardi was the offensive coordinator. He chose Tom Landry. And Gil Brandt, you know the story. He was a baby photographer. You know, he's taking pictures at Sears for kids, you know, babies. And how did that? Didn't know he was a PR guy. You know, maybe his personality in dealing with people, he saw something there. But to put all that together and to create the foundation of the Dallas Cowboys. And guys, that is the reason till this day, they're not winning anything, since 94, 95, even getting to winning championship games and stuff. Despite that, because of the way the foundation was set, we can weather that storm. And because we had success, and during my time in the 70s, and then, of course, in the 90s with Coach Jimmy Johnson, Hall of Famer himself, you know, when we don't have that kind of success, the franchise still is regarded as the best and most talked about and the most valued. And a lot of it is because that foundation that was set. It was set so solid that it could weather any kind of storm. You guys are getting me all fired up. I'm going to have to play a game or something.
No, but that's good, and that's good. I've got to ask you, Drew. You brought up Jimmy Johnson, and that's been a controversial thing with the Ring of Honor, and you know how special that Ring of Honor is. Jimmy Johnson, should he be in that Ring of Honor?
Yes, he should be. I mean, I don't know what the situation is, but he proved himself when he had the opportunities as a Dallas Cowboy. Sure, it didn't end well. He had long. I mean, he was there. He had much success. And then, you know, I mean, if it's good enough to be warranted Pro Football Hall of Fame, you know, leapfrogging a lot of coaches to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, yeah, I think he definitely deserves that. But, you know, he, along with a lot of other guys, I think, you know, Clinton Murchison, Harvey Martin, Keithall Jones, there's a lot of guys. I understand Mr. Jones's reasoning. He wants to keep it exclusive. He said that brings more publicity to it. But you got to give the people their rightful due, okay? You know, don't hold people back that deserve that type of recognition, because there's only a few that do deserve that type of recognition. So it's hard enough to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And if Jimmy Johnson can go through that and get in, then he certainly deserves the Ring of Honor. No question.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you're in both the Ring of Honor and the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Drew, before we let you go, season starts next Sunday against the Giants. Expectations, as normal for the Cowboys, extremely high. What are your thoughts on this year's team as we get ready to kick off the 2023 season?
Yeah, I like where we are. I like how we came through training camp. I like how we came through the preseason. I don't like the fact that Dak didn't take any reps in any games this offseason, this preseason, any preseason games. You know, I don't like the fact that these guys do it all the time. Maybe they're used to doing it, but they don't hit in practice. and they don't hit. A lot of them are held out throughout the whole preseason. Don't play any preseason games. Don't take any snaps. Don't take any take on any real football between those NFL sidelines. And then when they do on opening night, opening day, they play it like they've been hitting all the while long. But the problem is, are they in shape and in condition to do that? So I'm a little concerned about that. But the good thing about that, everybody does that in the National Football League. But I just wish Dak would have gotten some reps there with his receivers and with McCarthy calling plays, to get a feel for that. But other than that, I think our defense is solid. I think we've improved ourselves defensively, especially with the secondary getting Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore back there. Defense is stout last season, and if we can eliminate some crucial mistakes, not just mistakes, there are mistakes happening in crucial situations, and a lot of those were the interceptions and stuff like that. So we can eliminate that. I think we'll have a good run. But guys, we're in the NFC East. Ain't nobody calling us patsies anymore. NFC East became the beast again. Philadelphia, you see them. The Giants are going to be much improved. And, of course, the Commodores, the Commanders, or whatever you want to call them. I call them the Commodores. I'm waiting for Ronald Richie to start the quarterback. But anyway, the division is going to be tougher, so it's going to be a tough road. And then they're out of division schedule. Teams that play in the AFC going to present some problems. So, guys, let's just take it one game at a time and not get too far ahead of ourselves. And let's see where we are once the dust is settled. We've won, 24 games in the last 2 years in the regular season?
Yep.
It's time to parlay some of that into a playoff victory. And hopefully we can.
Absolutely. Well said. The great Drew Pearson, Hall of Famer in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, and all-around great guy. Drew, appreciate you taking some time on what I know is a tough day for you on a personal level, man. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks for giving me a chance to expound on the great Gil Brandt. And Jason and Joe, you guys are in mid-season form, man. Way to roll.
We're ready. Let's go.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Drew.
For sure. Drew Pearson on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Love that guy.
Oh, what a great guy. What a great guy. I always like talking to Drew Pearson.
Drew Pearson, Hall of Famer. So great that he got into the Hall of Fame. We'll talk more about this coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star. It's a holiday weekend. None of you plan on getting arrested, but some of you will. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. The best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. Don't get choked up. Just call AA Best Bail Bonds. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service, and they're discreet and confidential. If you're down at the coast this weekend, up in Dallas, of course, here in San Antonio, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online, mybestbailbonds.com.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
You know, it's always cool when you find something that you've been looking for a long time and it works just like you want it to. That is me. I have found it with Toro Cosmeceuticals. ToroSkincare.com. What is it? Well, it's a luxury men's skincare line. It's just for men, and the best part about it is affordable. I've been using this stuff now, these products, I guess, for about 6 weeks, couple of months, and I tell you what, you can see a difference. You really can. It is amazing. Everything you need, from face wash, moisturizer, toner, eye cream. They even have shave and beard oil. The shave oil is fantastic. I don't have a beard, but I do shave with it, and it works to perfection. Not only does it feel great going on, it can actually repair your skin. You're going to look healthier, and yeah, you might even look a bit younger. Toro's a game changer, fellas. It's an experience, and it is all for men. It's working for me, and I know you're going to like it as well. And to get you started, well, Toro's offering you 20% off. All you have to do is go to ToroSkincare.com, look around, get what you need, then enter the code Joe. ToroSkincare.com, enter the code Joe. Fellas, you got to treat yourself sometimes. You deserve it.
Hold up. You're using Swiffer Power Mop? What would Mom say?
Oh, she'd be like, a mopping bucket is the only way to deep clean your floors. And I'd be like, Mom, this is the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one that gets you a mop and bucket clean in half the time.
She'd never believe you.
I'd say, look, the solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket. And the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get into grout lines. That's why you're the smart one.
Really?
What? Mom said it.
The new Swiffer Power Mop. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
We said 1,500 hours.
Dax's hanger flies high thanks to his military precision.
Rob, you copy?
He wants to land some aircraft mechanics, preferably with a military background.
Okay, I wasn't aware of a new timeline. Cancel. Stand by for new assignments.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix out at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Rd. We're here till 6 o'clock. Then we've got some good college football on tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And there's not a better place to come and watch that college football than right here at the Roo Pub. I'll tell you what, it's a great place. The last time we were here, what was the fight we saw? We were all in here. This place was packed. Great fight. And just everybody gets into it. You can see from no matter where you're at, and it's just a great place.
Well, that night there was not only I think it was the Errol Spence fight.
That's what it was.
And there was also a big MMA
That's right.
Fight that night. And look, I mean, from fights to games, no better spot.
No better spot.
Than at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Rd.
I love this place.
Food is obviously great. And if you're thinking about a fantasy draft this weekend, they've got a cool little fantasy draft special. Get a couple of buckets and a bunch of wings, and obviously a great spot. The Wi-Fi here works fantastic. We can attest to that.
Yes, we can.
Absolutely.
So now when you say wings, are those like chicken nuggets like grumpy-ass Greg Shelton had, or are they real wings?
Real wings.
Okay.
I mean.
Dude, because I'm going to tell you, you can poo-poo the chicken nuggets or the boneless wings, but they're damn good.
Well, they are good, and I'm certainly cool with that. Although I don't order them, I just find it comical that you order a boneless wing to begin with, and then you use a fork and a knife.
It's a chicken nugget. Well, what else are you going to? You going to pick it up with your hand?
Well, I mean that's why you order wings, right? I believe the boneless wings.
They're chicken nuggets.
Well, you keep calling them that. Yeah,
they are.
You know, Greg Shelton is massaging his beard and mustache, which is why he decides that he goes boneless with a fork. Although I think I know Greg well enough, I'm going to call BS on that because I've seen him eat all kinds of things and then have left stuff in his beard that he's able to snack on later.
Okay, I'm going to tell on you.
Me?
Because you're all, being Mr. Hey, you got to have a wing. You don't get sauce on your wings.
I don't.
You get them dry, and then you dip it.
I do.
Okay, that's not the way you eat wings. You're supposed to get the stuff all over you. And if you're going to go wings, you got to get messy. So it's almost the same as eating a wing with a fork.
Almost the same.
Because you just dip a little bit in there and then eat come on, that's not how you eat a wing.
That's how I eat wings.
Well,
that's how
I
prefer to eat wings.
Well, there you go.
Because I don't like them loaded with the sauce. See, because
you get messy.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just it's like I don't use sauce on a steak. I don't use sauce. I prefer my ribs with dry. I'm not a big sauce guy.
I'm just saying.
Same with my wings. And for example, like Greg Shelton. On his little boneless wings that he had today, they served those things, and you could smell them as they were coming up. They were so hot, he could barely eat them, right? Now, he powered through, but I can control the amount of sauce as I dip myself.
Dude, I'm just saying, I think if you're going to eat wings, they've got to be sauced, slathered in sauce.
So you want them slathered in sauce and a fork and knife?
No. No, if I'm eating a bone-in wing, it's going to be sauced.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when I come out here and I'm having lunch and we've got work to do and I got to be on my computer, I can't be all sauced in the fingers. That's why I use a fork with the boneless wings.
All right. The truth be told, while we're eating lunch, you're not doing a damn thing with your computer. They not only have napkins here, but there's a little room over there that has like a sink and paper towels so you can clean up after you've had your wings.
I multitask.
You don't multitask.
I multitask.
Don't lie to the people.
Because let me tell you something. That buffalo chicken sandwich I had was just as messy as any wing there on the planet. So, and it's good that way.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that, it's everybody's got their quirks. I like boneless wings with a fork. So does Shelton. You don't put any sauce on your wings.
Sometimes.
Most
of the time, not. But like if I get like garlic parm or teriyaki, those are coming sauced.
Well, and you can't have anything spicy either.
My stomach says no.
You can't handle spice.
I love the flavor.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you how often I do poppers, which is pretty often.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point where I've got to clean those things myself. You go to some place and you buy poppers and you sometimes, man, I don't know what I'm getting. I can't eat it. So if I do them myself, and I'm the one in there carving them out and creating my own poppers, I'm down with that because I love the flavor. I just cannot handle the heat.
So you got to make sure every seed is out of there.
I make sure every seed is out of there 3 different times.
Gee whiz. Now, does Joanna, your wife, does she like spice?
She's kind of like I am.
All right. So that works out then.
It does.
See, Maggie is she can eat hot like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to keep up with her, but I like spicy stuff as well.
Well, see, and you just answered it. You try to keep up with her, right? Like if Maggie does it, you're going to do it. You're going to stomach it, even if it kills you later. Like I've known you a long time. You were never a wine drinker until you met Maggie, and now you're a wine snob.
That's very true.
I mean, whatever she wants. Yeah, there's Joe. All right, dear, let's teach me how to drink wine.
Yeah, absolutely. And what the problem with that is what?
There's no problem.
No problem.
There is no problem.
I really have. She's turned me into a wino, but it's like, there's, especially with a good steak, a glass of red wine, it's good stuff.
As opposed to a cold beer, which is what I've always known you to have.
Cold beer, well, my life has gone in phases, Jason. I used to be really good friends with Jack Daniels, and then that didn't work out too well, so we broke up. And then, you move on to different things. So now wine, vodka, I'm good. And beer. I mean, I still enjoy cold beer.
Absolutely.
So, and probably will have one as soon as the show is over.
Probably.
Well, no doubt about it.
I mean, let's say, again, don't lie to the audience.
Yeah, I will definitely be having a cold beer as soon as the show is over. And in fact, during the last break of the show, we'll probably order that said beer, so it's here when we're done.
Exactly. Good night, everybody. Go.
Exactly right.
That's the professional way to do it.
Of course.
Drew Pearson is great, and I love seeing some of the reaction from the audience, the listeners, about hearing Drew, and just the stories from Gil Brandt, about Gil Brandt. And you go back in the day and the money, and it's so different. But when he talked about this year's team, so spot on. 24 wins over the last 2 years. There has to be some postseason success for this football team.
Well, and he's a guy that knows postseason success. So, yeah, I mean, every Cowboy fan, ex-Cowboy player, that's got to be the most disappointing thing is the fact that, yes, this is a great regular season football team, but they stumble in the postseason when it really counts. And so, that's the knock on this team. And that's been the knock on this team, Jason. I mean, let's face it, there have been some bad teams over the last 20, however long it's been, 8 years. But they've had some really good ones, too, and just no postseason success.
There has been a handful of teams, whether you go back to when Tony Romo was quarterbacking and when since Dak Prescott has taken over as he goes in his 8th year. there was no hope, despite what we thought about Quincy Carter. Although, I mean, he wasn't as awful. I mean, there was that one year. But you go from Troy Aikman to Tony Romo, and there was no team there that was a legit Super Bowl team. Tony Romo had a couple. I think Dak has had two in this year, where you look at the Dallas Cowboys and say they are a legit Super Bowl contender. One of those years is when Zeke held out and when Dez caught it. But this year, I know the NFC East is going to be a lot tougher than what we thought it was going to be, say, in March or April. But the NFC, it's still San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Dallas, and not necessarily in that order.
Not necessarily in that order. Look, the NFC East is, as Drew Pearson, when he was on with us earlier, said, it is the NFC beast again. And it's good for the NFL when that's the case, and I'm happy about that. But it's going to be tough to get out of that division because even though Chase Young for the Washington Commanders hurt again today, I saw that a little bit earlier, and his prospects for game one are not looking too good, and he's just had some injury problems all over the place. That Washington defense is solid, and if Sam Howell works out at all, they could make some noise and give some people some problems. Now, whether they get to the playoffs or not remains to be seen, but I don't think they're going to be a pushover by any stretch of the imagination.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We have some college football on tonight. We'll talk about the college season coming up here on the Blitz just after 5 o'clock. First, though, I got to tell you about BraintreeNutrition.com. Now, I've been telling you about their sleep aid called Restore that I've been using for several months now, sleeping great. And they've got their new product, Brain Water. On Monday morning, I placed an order at BraintreeNutrition.com. Ordered another bottle of the sleep aid Restore, and I ordered a couple of packs of their Brain Water, the two different flavors that they have. Came in the mail yesterday. I ordered it on Monday. It was at my house Wednesday, and you talk about quick shipping, and it's free delivery. I mean, it's incredible how quickly they get there, and honestly, the products are fantastic. I think about the sleep aid. I have not slept this well, this consistently for years and years and years. What I love about it, because I've tried a gazillion different sleep aids, I wake up feeling great. All the other ones that I've tried either don't work, period, or I wake up feeling like crap, so I don't take them. Not the case with BrainTreeNutrition.com. And the Brain Water tastes great. Not your average electrolyte stick pack. 0 sugar, 0 caffeine hydration formula is designed to keep you hydrated while also boosting your brain function. And it can enhance your focus, elevate your mood, even help you recover from a hangover. Brain Water stands out as a smart choice for sustained focus and energy due to its 0 sugar, 0 caffeine formulation. You're not going to get that energy crash like you would with a sugary energy drink or a caffeinated beverage. 12-year NFL vet Andrew Sendejo, some of his old teammates and classmates from Rice, some doctors, some neurologists, they're on to something for your overall brain health. Check out their product line. Order online at BrainTreeNutrition.com. That's BrainTreeNutrition.com.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Attention taxpayers. Ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199. Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's Macy's Labor Day sale with end of summer specials, like 30 to 40% off Levi's for him and for her, 70% off fine jewelry clearance, and 60% off luggage from Samsonite, Delsey, Travel Pro, and more. Or get an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Star Rewards members can earn even faster Dream Star Money bonus days at Macy's. Availability and duration vary by store location. Details at Macys.com/starmoney. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. Your home for the NFL. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys lost a legend this morning. Former executive Gil Brandt passed away at the age of 91. Tight end market reset this afternoon by Vikings tight end TJ Hawkinson. He was extended with a 4-year, $68.5 million contract. And the Mariners and Astros have moved one game ahead of the Texas Rangers in that chase for the AL West title. All three teams have today off. The Blitz from the Roo Pub continues.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live on this Thursday out at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Rd. No better place to be as we kick off the college football season tonight.
Absolutely. This is the best place. So all weekend, you should make plans to come into the Roo Pub because of all the good college football. You know the Aggies game's going to be on here. Texas will be as well. And it's just a perfect place to come get your college football fix.
You know, you think about some of the games today, and probably the biggest game, the most attractive game, the marquee game, is Utah against Florida, although Utah might be without their quarterback. But you also have Nebraska, Minnesota, UC. The reason I care about that, I just want to see UCF as they're going into the Big 12.
Yeah, absolutely.
Arizona State plays Southern Utah tonight. UConn and NC State. Like I said, I
don't know. I don't know anything about either one of those teams, to be totally honest with you. But I know that NC State is a 2-touchdown favorite over UConn tonight. I think this Florida-Utah game here early has a chance to be pretty decent.
It depends on the Utah quarterback, but even then, look, I just want to watch real football. I can't say that want was satisfied last week watching Notre Dame and Navy.
I wouldn't have been either if I'm a fan of Navy.
Even if you're a fan of Notre Dame, that was just not a good football
game. Are there any fans of Notre Dame?
At Joe Reinigle 210. Blow them up. I'm not a fan of Notre Dame, but I recognize the national brand that they are. Hell, there was about 40,000 people that left the U.S. to go to Ireland to watch Notre Dame play
That's
football.
incredible. You know, it's funny, and I jest with Notre Dame fans. I'm not a fan, but Notre Dame is one of those handful of teams you either love or you hate. Cowboys are that way. Who else is that way? The L.A. Lakers are that way. There's those iconic teams, New York Yankees, iconic teams that the Texas Longhorns you either love or you hate, and there's really no in between with any of them.
In like tonight, there's no team that I love or hate that's playing tonight. Maybe Arizona State because my kid goes there, but they're playing Southern Utah on the Pac-12 network. I'll find out the score in the morning. It's one of those kind of games, but and you get that with a lot of the early college games. Like even this weekend, A&M against New Mexico, a game that you can listen to here on your home for the Aggies, 5:00 on a Saturday with the broadcast. But Andrew Monaco, he'll be on tomorrow, but there's always that team. Texas has Rice. I mean, but there's always some upsets that first week. I didn't see that coming.
No, that's why I can't wait to talk with Andrew Monaco tomorrow, because I wonder what the feeling is there at College Station. And I say that because of what happened last year. You've got a New Mexico team that the Aggies should destroy. It shouldn't be a game at halftime. It should be over. Jimbo Fisher's playing second and third string guys in the second half, but you just don't know. And same with Texas. They ought to destroy Rice. It should be over at halftime. But, you got to go out there. You can't take it for granted. And if you're Texas, Jason, you got to wonder. And I'm sure Sarkisian has driven home this message. Look, we got Alabama the following week. But if we're looking ahead to Alabama, we're going to struggle against Rice, and we're going to have some trouble. And they don't want that.
No, and again, it's all about living up to expectations, especially early. Like, you want a Texas A&M to just show up and hammer that other team, because the expectations for both are high. And you look at the Longhorns, they should win the Big 12. Should, right?
They should.
On paper, they are clearly the best team in the Big 12. Even people that hate Texas. I got a friend who's an OU guy. He was texting me that this morning. Texas should. He wants Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game as they go birds up out of the league and off to the SEC. But USA Today, they do record predictions for the Power Five. And they've got the Longhorns going 9-3.
9-3.
Now, 9-3. They've got Kansas State going 10-2. They've got OU going 9-3. There's no way in hell. And by the way, A&M they've got going at 9-3 in the SEC. A&M would be thrilled, and Aggie fans I think would be thrilled with a 9-3 record. Texas fans, if they go 9-3, they're going to help Sark Pack.
You look at it that way. We had Bob Ballou on with us yesterday, KI Television sports anchor. He's our Longhorn insider. And I asked him that question. I mean, if they don't win the Big 12, is Sark in trouble? And he said he didn't think so unless it's a catastrophe season. And that I tend to agree with. But 9-3, Jason, I think is a disappointment. If you don't win the Big 12, I think the season's a failure. It is a failure. You have got to win that conference. And I'm not saying that because they're leaving the Big 12 and this is their last year. I'm saying it because of all the talent they have assembled in that program. They've got to get it done.
The expectation at UT, which hasn't been met for over a decade, is, you win your conference and you make the playoffs. The fact that they haven't even made the college football playoff, yet you've seen TCU play in a national championship game. And if you are Texas, I do think there is added urgency to win the Big 12 this year, even though the playoff is expanding. But when you go to the SEC, it probably will be a while before they get a chance to have a championship ring for their conference. They're not going to show up in the SEC and all of a sudden be the best. in the SEC. Nobody's going to pick them over Georgia or LSU or Alabama. It just realistically isn't going to happen. So to celebrate a conference championship, they need to get it done this year, and they have the people on paper at least to get it done. The scary part, when you look at the weakness, the area that you don't trust as a fan is with the head coach.
Yeah, and that's a problem, and that's where you got to wonder how patient Longhorn fan will be. And you said something that they wouldn't be picked, and I don't think that they will be. But when you see the athletes that Texas has assembled, that Sarkisian, the one thing he has done, he's used the portal well. They've got the NIL deals. They've got the athletes there at the University of Texas that I think once they go into the SEC, and whether it's Quinn Ewers or
Arch Manning next year.
Manning next year.
Little Manning.
Either way, it doesn't matter. And I don't know. Everybody assumes that Ewers is going to the NFL after this year. And a lot's going to depend, I think, on what happens this year. Is he going to be ready to make that jump, and is anybody going to be interested? But I think they do have the athletes to compete and make some noise in the SEC. And when you look at the SEC, there's Alabama and Georgia, and then there's a second tier of pretty good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a couple of nobodies.
Yeah.
Right? Vanderbilt comes to mind.
Kentucky.
And Kentucky, although Kentucky's been better.
The bottom half, sometimes they rise to the middle and stuff. You just know that Vandy's just going to be down there always at the floor.
But they'll be everybody's boss when they get into the private sector.
That's the reality. I mean, you play the game and you have your resume ready to give to the left tackle. Hit me up on LinkedIn later.
Exactly right.
Other schools that's hit me on TikTok.
But I think Texas will have the athletes to compete in the SEC. Now, are they going to be good as Georgia? I don't know. Alabama? I don't know. We'll find that out week 2. Can they compete? Can they go up to Alabama and beat them in their home stadium? I think they can. Will they? That's the question.
You look at Alabama, and you wonder, when are they going to have that down year? And Georgia has become the class of the SEC. And that pisses off Nick Saban. LSU is going to be good.
Yep.
Nick doesn't even want to name a starting quarterback or give the media a depth chart, which is stupid. Yet USA Today predicts Alabama goes 11-1 this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like I don't know what you have to do to kill that cockroach, but they're not dead yet.
Well, and it's you better not sleep on them, right? Because you just never know. But if there is a downtime, I mean, when's the last time Alabama in a preseason poll was picked 4th? I mean, just that alone needs to tell you something.
And when was the last time who was the preseason number 1, finished number 1? Well, I mean, if you're Nick Saban, you probably are happy that you're not number 1.
Well, you might be.
Because you got something to yell at with your kids and tell them nobody believes in you, even though you're at Alabama.
I hope he's not yelling at them, too, because he's obviously afraid to hurt some feelings over there at Alabama by not naming a starting quarterback, because somebody might get irritated and cry.
It's a competitive disadvantage to tell you who the guy is.
Dude. Name a quarterback, have some stones. Name a quarterback, and let's go play football.
Although, and I'm not defending him, but in his defense, they know who their starter is. The team knows who his starter is. We want to know because we're fans and we want something to talk about. And instead of talking about the quarterback, we're talking about Nick Saban, which is exactly what Nick Saban wants.
Well, I guess. Nick Saban, greatest college football coach on the planet. I don't think there's any question. His reputation will always be that until somebody knocks him off.
Kirby line 3.
Kirby Smart. And I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about overall. It's hard to argue that Nick Saban is not the best college football coach, I don't know, ever. He's certainly in the top 3 if you're looking at it that way. He's up there for sure. But I don't know. You always wonder with guys like Saban. I'll even throw Pop in the mix. I mean, when does that transition happen, and when does the game pass them by, or does it ever?
One of the things that obviously Pop has added a lot of losses to his overall record the last couple of years because he doesn't have the players. And in college football, as long as you can recruit, you're going to be able to maintain. Now, if Nick Saban showed up at Texas Tech, he's not going to turn Texas Tech into a national power overnight, but the guy can recruit. You look at what Mac Brown has done at North Carolina.
Yeah.
Hell of a recruiter, hell of a football coach.
Yeah.
And, has he got him to the levels he had the Texas Longhorns? No. But Mac Brown left the cupboard bare in Austin. As much as you hate to see Mac Brown have success at North Carolina because you go, well, why weren't you doing that in Austin? There was a fire that got lit again for Mac Brown to get out on the recruiting trail and get it done at North Carolina. But it was time for him to go when he left Austin, and he left the cupboard bare. He did.
Well, and the problem is they haven't been able to find a replacement since. I mean, they really haven't. There's been nobody as good as Mac Brown at Texas since he left. And maybe Sarkisian is that guy. I don't know. But, you got to give Mac Brown his props.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you do, because he was good there. And maybe what you're saying makes some sense that, sometimes a change of scenery is what's necessary.
And Mac Brown has become the modern measuring stick for success at UT, right? Forever it was Darrell Royal, and you couldn't find anybody, that measured up to Darrell Royal. I mean, think about some of those Longhorn coaches in the 80s and until Mac Brown got there.
Yeah.
And Mac Brown won a national championship and was in another national championship game, but it was time to go. It was time to go. And if he didn't leave then, I don't know that things would have been that much different, because he did leave that cupboard bare. I mean, now granted, 8 years with 2 quarterbacks, and it's hard to recruit quarterbacks when you've got no chance to play. But the NIL world and the portal world and off to the NFL has certainly changed a bunch of that. It's kind of like UTSA. UTSA, Saturday night, Frank Harris will become a 4-year starter at the same university. And that is just so rare, even though he's been there for 7 years.
Well, I tell you what, though, Frank Harris is a guy that it's very hard not to root for that guy. And I don't think there's anybody on the planet that knows anything about Frank Harris. And you're not pulling for this guy. I hope he goes out on top. I hope UTSA has the season of all seasons, wins a bowl game, and Frank Harris can ride off into the sunset and do whatever it is he's going to do after football. But looking forward to watching him play. Back to Oklahoma for a minute. Lincoln Riley left that cupboard bare. I mean, he decimated it.
Well,
and that's why they're having the problems that they're having now, getting back to where they were.
And because it's OU, I'm totally fine with that. It's 5-16 and OU still sucks. But I think Lincoln Riley realized, same with Stoops, that things were changing. We got Lincoln. Lincoln realized pretty quickly what he had, and it was easy to jump to USC when they called. If he had a stocked cupboard, they wouldn't have left. I mean, and you see it sometimes at the high school level. Some of these high schools with schools opening and this and that. Like, why'd this coach leave there? You're looking at the middle school. He knows what's coming. All right, I got to jump to a better job. Except at the college level, Lincoln Riley, you're in charge of the recruiting. You're in charge of keeping that cupboard full. And I think him knowing what was coming made it easy for him to leave.
Well, then everything that it had, and Pledge just pointed that out on the YouTube channel, he took a lot of it with him.
Yeah.
And didn't leave much left. Well, and so that's a great point.
He took advantage of the portal, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And, of course, as we stay on college football, we'll talk about this coming up here live from the Roo Pub. But, what's going to happen with the college football expansion with all of the movement? Is Pac-12, are they still around? Are they a Power 5?
No.
Is SMU jumping ship? There's all kinds of moving parts as we're kicking off the college football season. We'll talk about that as coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I want to tell you about Woods Comfort Systems, and I can tell you about Woods Comfort Systems because, I know the Woods family, the family that's owned this company for over 60 years. I know them because I grew up with the Woods family in my hometown of Alice, Texas, and these are good people. They are really good people. And look, first of all, whether I know them or not, you don't stay in business for 60 years if you're not doing something right. but I know them. I know the kind of people they are. They care, and they want to get the job done and get it done right. And in fact, right now, if you've been looking for a new AC system for your home, now there's no better time than right now, because Woods Comfort Systems, you can take advantage of up to $2,500 in rebates, a 12-year parts and labor warranty. You get a free Solaris indoor air quality package to boot. You got to take advantage of these special offers, and why not do it today? 877-324-6902. 877-324-6902. You can also get them at woodscomfortsystems.com. Look, the Woods family, they're good people. They're going to take care of you. Woods Comfort Systems, where comfort is their middle name.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember two things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyer4us.com.
When my daughter gets a cold, I have a secret weapon. Dayquil Kids Berry from Vicks. Dayquil Kids is specially formulated to treat kids' most bothersome cold and cough symptoms quickly. And the best part is that Dayquil Kids Berry tastes really great. Aren't you supposed to be resting? Maybe.
Dayquil Kids Berry. The Kids Berrylicious daytime congestion, coughing, stuffy head, stuffy nose, just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6 years plus.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Yingling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yingling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yingling, bring the goods.
Drink responsibly. Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Rudy J here to tell you about my favorite sports book and casino. That's BetUS.com. I only endorse one sports book and casino, and that's BetUS.com. They're celebrating their 30th year sports betting service with a special offer this football season, up to 30 risk-free bets. That's right, 30 risk-free bets. It's called Bet Protect. BetUS offers the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and there's more. They offer a massive 200% crypto sign-up bonus and a 250% casino bonus. The game always gets more exciting with a bet. You can take it to another level at BetUS.com. Live in-game betting. Don't wait. Take advantage of their 30th year offer, up to 30 risk-free bets. Get started today by visiting BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-692-3887 to learn all about their bonuses and special offers. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS.com, the sports book and casino where the game begins.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
Yep, caller number 9 right now. You'll win your tickets to see Nickelback.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. Nickelback, September 23rd at the Moody Center in Austin. Caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live out at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Great place to come watch some college football tonight. Great place to have your fantasy draft. I'm thinking we might have a fantasy draft gathering going on over there because people are walking in with laptops.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like these guys are ready to get started. And, you know, I like guys that wait until preseason's over. Cut down day has happened. Free agency, not free agency, but the waiver wire is clear. Now you pretty much know where everybody's going.
I have yet to have a fantasy draft.
I haven't had one.
I've got a couple coming up. I've got one next Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any closer to the skin the next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's one day out, right?
One day out.
So we're having ours with our big league on Tuesday.
Yep.
And then Wednesday is the other one. All right.
Yeah, Tuesday, 10:45. And you know, old Rob Thompson. We talk about old Rob Thompson for a minute.
Let's talk about old Rob Thompson.
Old Rob Thompson from R&R in the morning. Our draft next week, because we're in a league with a bunch of people that are in the television business.
Yeah.
And getting schedules together for people that work till 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yep.
You TV people, such divas.
I know.
Apparently, we can't have a draft at a normal time like 7 o'clock because somebody's got to get a forecast ready for 10. I can tell you the forecast, it's going to be hot.
Are you talking about Bill Taylor?
Or Paul Morales?
Morales.
Either one. You got one guy doing TV up in Austin. You know, it's Longhorns, man. Rinse, wash, repeat. Right? I mean, but
right.
Last year, Rob Thompson auto-drafted.
Yeah.
Because our draft is late at night. And that dude won our league.
Unbelievable.
Auto-drafting.
Paul Morales has to get up early, too, and he was there live.
Oh, is that a shot at Rob?
Yes.
So, Rob Thompson, I heard him cutting a promo this morning.
Right.
And he said something about etiquette for fantasy drafts.
Etiquette?
In his promo.
Okay.
And, of course, I had some smart-ass thing to say about him.
Sure.
And he was like, you know what? I know our draft is at 10:45. I know I'm going to pay for it. By the way, that's also Tuesday is also Rob's birthday.
Well, it's also Maggie's birthday.
And so you're going to have to cut out of the birthday celebrations. Rob's going to have to cut out of the birthday celebrations to be ready to draft at 10:45 p.m.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten word from the wonderful commissioner yet on where we are going to be, because while it is online, generally there's a small group that gets together and has some cold beverages during said draft.
Well, we could do that. Or
last
your
year,
house.
Last year was here, or you could, do it from home.
Sure.
But fantasy drafts, I think the idea of it is the social gathering part of it. Well, Rob was saying that he auto-drafted last year. He'll never do that again.
Why? He won.
Well, he won, and he knows he won, and he knows it worked for him. But Rob was in his family draft over the weekend, and some members of the family auto-drafted. And Rob realized what a pain in the ass it is.
It is.
When you're the auto-drafter, because the geeks that have developed the computers don't say, okay, you're on auto, you immediately get the next player and go. The clock, and in his family draft, was 4 minutes per round. So you had to sit there and wait the entire 4 minutes. And Rob looked at me and says, I'll never do that to anybody ever again. It was awful.
That's awesome, Rob.
And I was like, yeah, Rob, last year you auto-drafted while you were sleeping. You alone probably added 30 minutes to the draft while we waited for the clock to tick down.
Easy 30 minutes. So I'm glad to hear that Rob's not going to do that this year. That's a good thing. I'm proud of you, Rob.
That's what he said today.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll see what happens on Tuesday.
Yeah, on his birthday.
On his birthday. Isn't that funny that he and Maggie, my wife, have the same birthday?
It is crazy.
I didn't realize that.
It's funny when you look at different, days, celebrations, like I was born on the 10th. My mother is the 10th. My dad and brother were both born on the 16th, different months.
Oh, wow.
My wife is the 28th. Erica is the 28th, our daughter.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. And then I got a friend, Kevin Brock. He and his wife have the exact same birthday.
Wow.
July 22nd, which is my anniversary.
Well, that's a hell of a party.
Yeah.
Not bad. Now, see, your family's that way. Nobody in my family's the same day.
Yeah.
Nobody. I'm on the 4th. There's nobody else on the 4th. My brother's on the 18th. Nobody else on the 18th. I mean, so I got nobody.
Yeah, exactly. And Shelton's an old single guy. He's got no family, so he doesn't share his birthday with anybody.
No.
And he never says when his birthday is.
Why? Does anybody really want to go to Shelton's birthday party?
No. I mean, he has a crowd of none, which is exactly the way he wants it.
Well, you ought to get what you want on your birthday. So that's a good thing, right? And if that's what he wants, dadgummit, that's what he gets.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We are live out at the Roo Pub. College football tonight. And, of course, this weekend there's going to be a ton of games as you get ready, as the season is here. We have finally made it. It's like you've gotten to the other side of the desert. Football season is here. It won't be quite the same, though, without the great Gil Brandt. He didn't make this season. Gil Brandt passed away this morning. We talked about it with Hall of Famer Drew Pearson, who had some wonderful stories to share about the legend that is Gil Brandt. We'll dive into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, if you're like me, you're tired of dragging around those readers or those glasses, give my friends at Parkhurst New Vision a call, 210-585-2020. Hey, they were voted best LASIK in San Antonio, which is about the biggest no-brainer of all no-brainers. This place is incredible. From the moment I walked in, I really thought I was their only patient. They treated me so well. The entire experience, well, it was really something special. They do a variety of services at Parkhurst New Vision. They do the lens replacement surgery. That's what I had done. And I tell you what, I see better now than I saw 30 years ago. They also do the LASIK and they do cataract surgery, all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Look, all you have to do is call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. Set up the appointment, go in, let them check you out. You can check them out as well. And I have a pretty good feeling you're all going to connect, and it's going to be a very good thing for you, just like it's been for me. You can also get them online at sanantoniolasik.com. But call my friends at Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, it is college football. Colorado, TCU, UTSA, Houston, and more.
It's a fantasy football draft weekend. We're going to talk etiquette, whether you're online or in person. There's some rules, baby. Don't break them. We'll get it all started. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At the UPS store, you can ship it all. We're your bulky sports equipment shipping store, your heavy luggage shipping store, your fancy art shipping store. We're even your I can't believe it's already time for back to school shipping store. So visit your neighborhood We Ship It All store for dependable UPS shipping with easy-to-use tracking and competitive rates. The UPS store. Be unstoppable. The UPS store locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Rizep, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau. I like a certain je ne sais quoi. While Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Susan and Jake found a Cape Cod-style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time. Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about 2 things. Getting projects done right with Behr Premium Plus interior paint and football. That's right, Kirk Herbstreit. And with Behr's wall-to-wall coverage and long-lasting durable finish, you'll spend less time worrying about your walls, which means more time for football. For football. Upgrade your Saturday with Behr and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty?
Grilling with the Blitz. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live at the Roo Pub here at 281 and Redland Rd. College football tonight, college football this weekend. Of course, the Aggies will be on with sound here at the Roo tomorrow. And if you're not here, you can listen to the Aggies game on Saturday starting at 5. You're home for the Aggies. Aggie football presented by the Angry Elephant, Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, and ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Looking forward to the big weekend of college football, although that shouldn't be a game. Texas shouldn't be a game. But it's real football, and I'm ready to roll.
Absolutely. And you think about real football, some of the stuff that you hear about, combine, scouting, the great Gil Brandt was the innovator of so many things that are still used to this very day. Gil Brandt passed away today at the age of 91.
Yeah, he did.
Earlier in the show, we talked to Hall of Famer Drew Pearson, who, quite honestly, probably owes his career to Gil Brandt, because back then Drew was undrafted.
Yeah.
And Gil Brandt signed him as an undrafted guy, let him come and try out. And, the rest, as they say, is history. Now, back then there were, 17 rounds?
Yep.
And 100 rookies would show up and blah, blah, blah. And talking with the Hall of Famer Drew Pearson earlier today, not only did Gil sign him, but when it got to Dallas, Drew Pearson said Gil even helped find him an apartment.
Well, first of all, once I got to Dallas, I was married at the time. He hooked me up with an apartment. And the apartment was located right next door to the Dallas Cowboys practice field. And the apartment that he gave me, or that I was assigned to, the balcony overlooked the Dallas Cowboys practice field parking lot. And I found out what kind of car Roger Staubach was driving. And I would sit on that balcony all day if I had to, until that car pulled into that parking lot. And then I would shoot over to that practice field and start working out with Roger. And anyway, I impressed Roger enough that one day I was working out and I was a little tired because Gil had hooked me up with a job at Merchant's Van Line. I was loading semis during the day and then working out and then sitting on that balcony waiting for Roger to show up that evening. And Roger noticed that I was a little tired. I said, well, I work during the day. He said, you do? So Roger went to Gil Brandt and asked him, can you help this guy out? And Gil said, yeah. So Gil calls me in and gives me $500. And so, long story short, I ended up making the Cowboy football team, starting the 10th game of my rookie year and finishing out the season as a starter and leading receiver. And when the season ended, Gil Brandt says, hey, you had a great season. We want to give you a bonus. I said, oh, that's great. I said, what is it? He said, we want to give you $3,000. I said, oh, my goodness. Wow. He said, yeah, come up to the office on Monday. We'll take care of it. I go up there on Monday. I wait and wait. They finally take me in there. I get the envelope. And the envelope, I opened it up. The check was for $2,500. I said, Gil, what about that $3,000 you said? He said, you remember that $500 I gave you before you made the team? We backed it out of there. And you're sitting there with your mouth open, and you're a rookie. What do you say? Wow, these are the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. and you got to take it. So I ended up taking $2,500 and had to tell the wife. She thinks I blew off $500. So that's all we got.
That's such a great story. And so true. I mean, I can see that happening. And if you're Drew, what are you going to say?
$2,500. Although to his point, if he told his wife, hey, I'm getting $3,000, I got to go get that, and you come home with $25,000, she thinks you stopped somewhere on the way home.
Exactly.
And got something with that $500.
What a great story. And you're so right when you said that, really Drew Pearson owes his career to Gil Brandt. And it's not just Pearson; it's a lot of those guys in that time frame that owe their careers to Gil Brandt.
Such a nice guy, and you and have been very fortunate through the years to talk to Gil Brandt.
Yes,
and Gil Brandt is the kind of guy that when he meets you, he doesn't forget you or forget anything about you. Like I remember the first time I met him, and then I meet him a year later at Cowboys training camp, and he remembers my name, knows we're in San Antonio.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And it's like, my good. And then you realize he is that way with everybody. I can meet you, and 5 minutes later not remember your name.
5 minutes.
I mean, some people just have that special talent.
They do.
And he was one of those guys that had that talent. And even as he was getting older, and he passed away at 91, sharp as a tack.
Yep.
I mean, and it's so unfortunate when you think about those that get forgetful or, something like Alzheimer's. And, there's so many awful things that can rob people in their later years.
Absolutely, yes.
And for Gil Brandt to be able to maintain that knowledge and that memory, because he would always tell stories. I mean, still, I believe still doing his Sirius XM show, although we did not see Gil this year in Oxnard at Cowboys training camp. He was there last year, and I know he was there the year before the COVID year. I don't remember. But it was just, it's like you meet Gil Brandt, it's like, you're the guy.
Well, you see, royalty. He's Cowboys royalty. I mean, what he did for that Cowboys football team throughout the years is, I don't know. It's going to be hard to ever match that.
Well,
that's for sure.
When you look at the Dallas Cowboys and what they are right now, obviously Tom Landry and Tex Schramm get a ton of the credit. And Tex Schramm, the marketing, let's take the radio rights to Mexico and to New Mexico. Let's take radio rights in to Arizona. Let's create it a global brand. Is what Tex Schramm really did.
Yeah.
But when you think about Gil Brandt, he was a part of that foundation, as we were talking about with Drew Pearson. It's I think about a lot of younger people that have no idea who Gil Brandt is. That's why I've said for years, I always thought there should be a fedora around the 35-yard line. So a guy my age, and if you've got a 10-year-old son, you go to the game, hey, Daddy, what's that hat? It's just such a great opportunity to educate the young kids about the history of America's team.
Well, and I wish it could, but that's part of the Ring of Honor, too.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine some young kid saying, hey, Dad, who's this Tom Landry guy? Or who's this Tex Schramm guy? Or who's this Gil Brandt guy? I mean, so that part of it, too, I think is good. The fedora on the field be nice. I just don't hold your breath.
Yeah, Jerry will never have
That's
it.
never
Jerry
happened.
will never. I mean, I as a lifelong Cowboy fan, I'm grateful Jerry has the statue at AT&T Stadium.
Exactly right.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is a Thursday. That means Joe gets to do one of his favorite things.
Yeah, judge your meat.
We'll hand out a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market coming up, plus what's on tap. It's a long weekend. It's a long list. What's on tap? Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We had some rain earlier in the week, but before that, boy, it's been hot. It's been hot. It's been hot. And it's very difficult just to walk outside and be outside when it's that hot. Oh, your roof can't go inside. It's got to stay there and take it. And if you notice a little leak or something with your roof on those recent rainstorms, you want to call somebody that knows what they're doing. That's Stevens Roofing. In fact, they're a local roofing company with years of experience, and all of the people that work for Stevens Roofing live here and deal with the same weather we do. They got a great saying. It's buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. In fact, the pros at Stevens Roofing can repair and install all kinds of roofs. They do metal roofs. They do commercial projects. And, well, the best news of all, if you've got an insurance claim, they're going to work with your insurance company. Takes that stress right off your plate. Call them at 210-785-0994. They'll come out, they'll check for any damage, and they're going to give you an honest assessment. Whether it's a simple leak or an entire roof replacement, Stevens Roofing is your local roofer. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net. But don't forget that saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm not exaggerating when I say this. QC Kinetics can change your life. You can live again without that chronic joint pain and without drugs or surgery. Hey, it's James Pledger with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics is advanced regenerative medicine. They take your body's own concentrated healing properties and put them right back into your joints to restore and repair that damaged tissue that's causing you all of that horrible pain. The patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. Finally, a real alternative to the old ways of dealing with pain. And unlike surgery, there's no downtime with QC treatments. If you have a constant pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back, you need to call and get a free consultation. Imagine this fall, moving around pain-free, doing the things you love again, walking, hiking, golfing, playing with the grandkids. Call QC Kinetics and see how the latest advances in precision regenerative medicine can attack the pain and bring you lasting relief. Now is the best time to get started. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
Chicken
a Frosty.
Sandwich,
Dave's Single and a Frosty for
Frosty
me.
and a Frosty. Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with a combo or any other offer.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Friday on R&R in the Morning, we discussed the passing of Gil Brandt and all he meant to the Cowboys and the NFL as a whole. We get you ready for college football week 1. And, of course, Friday means R.J. Ochoa from Blogging the Boys at 7:30. Now back to the Blitz out there at the Roo Pub. Y'all save me some wings and onion rings, please. It's almost the weekend.
No, I'm not saving them for you, Rudy.
They'll never make it back.
Never going to make it back. I mean, I could give them to Greg Shelton and have them leave them overnight at the studio, but even if Greg were to take them and leave them in the studio for you, Pledge is there, and he would eat them before you even knew they were there.
Be gone. Yes.
Yeah, it is the Blitz. He's Joe. I'm Jason. Live out at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. College football on tonight. Utah and Florida. If you're not at the Roo or you're on your way to the Roo, you can listen to that game here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. After extra innings with Pledger that starts at 6, our coverage with college football kicks off tonight at 6:30.
All right, looking forward to that. And, I'm so happy that we have all the college football, pro football right here on 94.1.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great season for you guys that love radio play-by-play, man. We are the home of the NFL. We've got all the big college games. It's a lot of fun. And, one of the things that we have fun with is judging meat.
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
We ask you every week if you're doing some grilling, upload those photos at sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page. And a lot of times I want ideas and recipes, and I'm jealous of this week's winner.
It's impressive.
Old Britain did a Thor's hammer, which is beef shank. I've never done one. I want to do one. And it looks fantastic.
Now, did he include a recipe? Because I saw the meat, judged the meat, and I said, that's got to be it.
Well, I mean, you do a Thor hammer, it's like a tomahawk. I don't know why Joe sees bone and you automatically win. But Britain says season heavily with salt, pepper, herbs, smoked in a drip pan until reaching an internal temp of 165. Then he wrapped it in foil, poured the drippings and rendered the bone marrow over the meat. Then topped it with a half cup of freshly made chipotle and garlic butter.
Wow.
And smoked until it got to 205. Pulled like pork. Serving the dish around the bone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Gotta try. It's like cooking a brisket, basically.
Well,
kind of.
But I mean, you heard keyword internal temp 205.
205.
Yeah. Thor hammers. There was a phase during COVID where it seemed like everybody and their mother was doing a Thor hammer.
Well, you can feed a bunch of folks with that Thor's hammer, that's for sure.
James Pledger is desperately waiting for me to do a Thor hammer.
Well, maybe I'll do it first, Pledge.
Like I said, James Pledger is desperately waiting for me to do a Thor hammer. Congrats, Britton. You win yourself a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market's Heebner Road location. And if you do some grilling this weekend, make sure you upload those photos at sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, because every Thursday about this time we give away that $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
And you know what else we do on Thursdays about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
Heading into a long weekend, What's on Tap brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. You can go to samsburgerjoint.com to get your tickets, see their full lineup, check out their menu. They've got Dustin Nickerson out there tonight. On Friday, a Beatles tribute band called the Eggmen. On Saturday night, Nightbird, which is a fantastic Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks tribute.
That'd be fun.
And on Sunday, you want to see a great local San Antonio talent. Marcy Grace is playing on Sunday night. You don't have to work on Monday. Marcy Grace, one of my favorites. Go check her out Sunday night out at Sam's Burger Joint.
And if you're looking for something else tonight, how about the Alamo Dome? Carol G. Mañana Serra Bonita Tour. How about that? Out at the Moody Center, I hope you're on your way. Corinne Leon is out there. Hey, Godsmack and Stained, though, are at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater tonight.
That's a show.
Yeah, Taylor Williamson at the LOL Comedy Club and at the SP Small Town Habit.
On Friday night at Green Hall, the Eric Demmer Band, Bill Mars at ACL Live, Guar at the Vibes Event Center, and Taylor Williamson out at LOL.
on Saturday night out at the Aztec Theater. This be a show you're probably interested in, Jason.
Yeah, I'm going
Skid
to the
Row and Buck Cherry.
What does Buck Cherry sing?
I don't know. Oh, is that the Crazy Bitch?
That would be Buck Cherry.
That's the one, my theme song.
Yeah.
Hey, Flores Country Store, the Wilder Blue. Then at the Techport Arena, wow, what is it? Danzig. 35th anniversary. Special guest Behemoth, Twin Temple and Midnight. Then at the AT&T Center Saturday night, Mana. Green Hall, a special honky-tonk evening with the Derailers.
That's a good show.
That ought to be a lot of fun, right? And then how about Kevin Von Erich out at the Charlene McCombs Empire Theater, an evening with Kevin Von Erich, stories from the top rope.
On Sunday night, again, you're not working on Monday. The Spasmatics are playing out at Whitewater. The Jonas Brothers are at the Moody Center.
Jonas Brothers.
At the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. And on Monday, Robert Earl Keen's annual fan appreciation party.
That will be good.
Well,
have you been to that?
Well, what? Last year was his final show's Labor Day weekend out at Flores Country Store.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to be his final show.
Well, Steve Spriester over at KSAT went and did a long-form interview with Robert Earl Keen that they have on the KSAT website. And yeah, I mean, he's done touring, but he's not done playing.
How many final concerts has George Strait had?
81.
A lot. Hey, those guys can't retire. They're too good.
What's on Tap brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Again, online at samsburgerjoint.com. And don't forget, Sunday night, Marcy Grace, you want to go see some live music.
No doubt about it.
That's a good show. Fun stuff. Extra innings with James Pledger. Are you working this week? I was on with you yesterday. You got a show tonight for 30 minutes leading into college football?
Yeah, I'm going to get everybody ready for some college football action tonight as Utah gets set to take on Florida State. And we're also going to get you ready for, the rest of the football weekend, NFL, stuff like that. And Chris Jones looks like he is trying to force his way out of Kansas City. Where could he end up?
Wow.
Yeah, not Dallas, unfortunately.
Extra
innings with Pledger next. It's Beer 30 here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We'll talk to you boys tomorrow at 2.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe.